Not to mention, we have the groomer fist situation.
The groomer. Okay, guys.
The groomer fist situation. Oh, Danny boy, Danny is grooming minors.
I'm gonna
telling
sue you
them
guys
to read Lolita. Like, the guy is insane to bring this shit up again.
Danny boy is getting bent over.
Guys, it's so
don't
greasy,
worry.
the whole fucking scenario.
We're too busy tonight. I'm like this.
It's just like, oh my God.
Why aren't you talking about it? I'm like, can we wait till Monday? We're actually like doing people who matter.
Listen, Danny, you activated our tribe card, buddy. How about you debate Gabe Hoffman?
No, he blocked him. He blocked him.
I know he blocked Gabe and ran away from our Jew.
Well, he's like,
what's going
that's
on
liable because he backed us up.
Then sue him. You know?
Then he's like, well, I'm gonna sue you. And then Gabe doubled, tripled, quadrupled down, and then got blocked. And don't worry, guys, we're gonna watch the rebuttal, the receipts.
Well, I'll just say
retarded.
This. The receipts, it's like, well, guys, I had a girlfriend during that time, so I couldn't be talking to this girl.
You were proven to be cheating when your girlfriend fucking tweeted from your account.
You're telling me that no guy has ever had side hoes before?
Yeah.
Cheated on his woman, especially as an E-celeb, Danny? That doesn't fucking cut the mustard. That doesn't fucking prove anything. By the way, it's like, oh, this bitch is crazy. Yeah, we know. She slept with you.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some fucking screws loose
she
there,
was
Dan.
18.
But here's the
thing.
thing.
You flew her out.
What do you think happens when you start dating and fucking teenage girls, Dan? Do you think it's going to end good? Do you think it's not going to be a crazy shitstorm of drama and insanity? Then you've got, apparently, when he records her on phone calls, that's okay. But when she records him, it's unethical and out of context. But Groomer Fist, how about you release the full audio recordings so that we have the full context of it? Because if this goes to Discovery, which this guy doesn't want this to go to Discovery,
of course not.
He's going to have to turn over all these recordings of this girl. She may be called to fucking testify on the stand. This is Danny's worst fucking nightmare. So Danny, like, you really gotta stop. You really gotta stop and think about, like, why are you even doing this? And I think the reality is, the guy is just desperate. You look at his numbers on YouTube, they've fallen way the fuck
160K a month views.
On your 600,000 subscriber channel?
That's our low 48 hours.
I honestly think he just wants to get into drama because he's desperate. This shit for us is way in the rearview mirror. You and Melanie Mack got fucked. You know what I'm saying?
For us, it was Tuesday. For you, it's your life. This guy's
been holding on to this shit for months and months and months, just seething and molding and plotting his revenge. Which made him look fucking retarded.
Ash, it's even crazier. The receipt video came out on YouTube months ago, but then
no. He uploaded it privately, and then he's been waiting. My whole thing is this. Dan, if you're so confident about this video with your receipts, why have you not posted it to your YouTube audience? Unprivate it and then let everybody make their own decision. But you want to try and contain this situation as much as you possibly can because you're worried, because you're fucking guilty in this situation, bro. You look fucking bad. That's why you're not bringing it to your larger audience. You're trying to contain it to Twitter, and you're trying to silence people with lawsuit threats and this and that.
We'll bring it to YouTube.
We're not intimidated by you whatsoever, Dan. And we'll go over the whole thing again. This was all publicly available information that came from your ex. Okay? So if you want to sue anybody, sue your fucking ex. But you were too afraid to even say her name in that video. Her name is Eve, Dan. But you were too afraid. You just referred to her as the accuser. Why don't you go through and litigate the whole thing on your YouTube channel, get into all of it, release all of your audio recordings, and then we'll talk about this shit. But as far as you launching like 4 different defamation lawsuits,
Smash JT, us.
Don't you still live with your parents, Danny?
Yeah.
And by the way,
allegedly.
Danny is out there like making crazy claims that his docs isn't really his docs. Well, I guess I'll find out when I get served the legal papers, no? Because you're going to have to put your fucking real name on it, Dan. And you're going to have to put your fucking address. When he claims that naked guy isn't him in the video, come on, man. It's obviously fucking you. And that phone number in the fucking video, so far as has the same area code as Phoenix, and it's your fucking phone number, your dad's phone number, bro. But we can go over it all in a careful way. We have to make sure, we don't say anything that hurts Danny's feelings, and he's going to go to court. This guy talked about how he's for freedom of speech. He's a champion of speech and expression. When he goes after people, when he goes after Disney, when he goes over this or that or whatever, it's fine. But the moment somebody criticizes him, he immediately runs to lawfare to try and silence people.
May I say
it's funny how that is.
I think this is important to explain too. So how this started when he made the response video was to Smash JT watching us and making a video about it, right? Being on our side. So you know what he says? You know what he says in this now big dog move 3 months later?
I'm going to take your career.
No, he goes, Smash JT, you only have a career because I let you.
But these are delusions.
JT rapes your views, you fucking retard.
These are delusions of grandeur, and the guy has to have control. He has to have control of the narrative. He has to
end of your career.
Like he's a big man, a strong man, or whatever. It's like, Danny, get a fucking grip. Put your fucking anti-woke takes in the bag, buddy. It's not my fault that you haven't been posting to YouTube. That's on you because you're scared of all of the dirt that came out against you. And you've been in hiding for fucking months. That's not my fault. That's on you, buddy. So we'll, I guess, go over that later on. But the thing is, once people start to get lawyers involved in this shit and like super fucking serial business, bro, the internet drama, it's like, I don't really want to engage with you because you're a big fucking pussy.
You're a big
fucking pussy. And nobody takes this shit seriously, bro. This gay sad shtick that he's doing still.
Oh my God, Larry Miller,
fucking 40s, like it's like, bro,
buddy, it's cringe. I want to find. Okay, I'm the prologue to the end of your career. We're destroying you in views. We got a huge viewer. It doesn't even matter, though. It doesn't matter. What are you, the boss of YouTube? What are you, Susan?
Well, that's what he thinks he's like this mob boss or whatever.
But you're a bitch who reads a script that took 3 months to write.
Some guy who's like all scripted all the fucking time, reading his rants off the computer screen. You can see the script in his sunglasses. Yeah. He's pretending like he's this rhetorical fucking genius, master orator. This is some cringe man-child. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. It's a cringe fucking man-child. It's got...
Spurg Zerker says it perfectly here. He fucking quit Stuttering Craig's show the next day after you guys made fun of him.
He can't take it.
No, like it's going to get worse now.
He can dish it out, but he can't take it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So I imagine he's going to fucking spiral, cry, seethe, cope. I debunked it. Not really, bro. You're going to have to provide a lot more evidence. If you have the evidence, provide it. We'll be willing to retract. But the bottom line on all of this is that it's not even about that. Like,
exactly. It wasn't about that.
This is about him simping for Melanie Mack and getting up on his moral high horse of he's going to police video games and what is or isn't allowed. But, you know, him and Melanie Mack, first of all, Razorfist defended, I'm pretty sure. He defended the bear sex scene in Baldur's Gate 3.
I don't remember that, but...
So if you're defending the bear sex in Baldur's Gate 3, and you're defending... you know, what's the fucking one Gooner game? Stellar Blade. but then you have a problem with the first descent. It's like, this is so morally inconsistent.
Well, it was for Melanie Mack.
This is such.
It was to defend White Knight.
It's just to jump in for Melanie Mack and simp for her, and that's where we took issue with you, Dan. And then it's like, okay, you're gonna be this big tough guy, come in and be the enforcer. It's like, okay, well, let me pull your card. Looks like there's a lot of unchristian behavior on this card, Dan. You know, that's what it was about. It's like, you want to be the moral arbiter now and decide what adults can and can't see and say that all gaming has to go along with Christian values and not be spiritually caustic. And it's like, fuck you. This is a bullshit opinion that you've only come to because you're simping for Melanie Mack and you're trying to pander to Christian traditionalists who you always hated. You were always an edgy, atheist, satanic boy. You talked about the satanic panic, the censorship from that. But now you're on the side of those people. You now believe the satanic panic was a psyop, all this stuff. You've completely switched everything up. You've completely changed who you are. I think you're a fake, fraudulent, trend-chasing fucking bum who has no core principles, no consistency to anything, and you're just desperately trying to avoid getting a fucking job. And you're panicking right now because your shtick is outdated, it's boring, it's fucking trash, so you're trying to rehash some shit from months ago to try and get some traction in the drama space. But you can tell he's fucking like just unraveling.
Yeah.
Just unraveling.
Oh, but he wants to relitigate all this. So, okay. But
well,
listen.
he doesn't though. He doesn't.
He's trying to scare us with lawsuits.
He's just trying to scare people. If he really wanted this to be publicly known and trumpeted for everywhere, put it up on YouTube, Dan. But you don't want your wider audience to see it. Why is that? Because you look bad. You just flat out look bad in the situation. So that's what we'll say about Groomer Fist
until
today,
Monday,
because we're in the midst of a legal challenge, a lawsuit or whatever. So I guess we have to be careful about what we say. But I'm not backing down 1 inch off of any of this fucking shit.
No.
Fuck him.
And
fuck
props
him.
to Smash JT for making a follow-up video and being like, fuck you, you're a creep. Like,
exactly.
He was trying to like sue fucking Smash JT.
Is he a pedophile? I would say no, right? Just to make that clear. And I'd also say, in the video that we did, we said, this bitch could just be fucking crazy making this shit up.
Good faith.
We said that. We gave him like the benefit of the doubt on that. But let's be real about this situation. You've got a guy in his 30s flying an 18-year-old out to his fucking house, or late 20s flying an 18-year-old out to her house like the day she turned 18, isolating her from her family, isolating her from her friends, saying that she can't get a job and have her own money, making her completely dependent on him, right? And then wondering when it all fucking falls to shit why it happened that way.
And this is all according to shit that's publicly available, by the way.
Yes, Dan, you made bad choices with your PNOS there, buddy. And I genuinely think that what you did was probably grooming, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I have every right to make fun of you for that. And I have every right to say, based on the publicly available information that was put out there by your ex, okay, that I think that you're a fucking groomer and a fucking creep and you're a fucking weirdo and you don't have the right to tell everybody else what they can and can't see because you found Jesus last Thursday when it was really convenient for your grift. But where were you for Christ the last decade?
Yeah.
You know, your entire life, bro. The zeal of the convert, dude.
And this whole thing, you're gonna end our streaming career? Buddy,
good luck.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck, bro.
This is our job. Our job is battling with people.
Even if, brother, like we lost the lawsuit or whatever, Alex Jones is still going. You think suddenly we're just going to stop doing our jobs?
Right? Yeah,
no?
like it's so
fuck off.
Come on. He's not going to do shit. He's a pussy.
Fuck off with you, bitch.
Well, I hope you're happy. You've opened the door. Don't worry. Right. Now you're at the
Is he even aware we don't even stream on YouTube, by the way?
It doesn't even matter if we did. It doesn't even matter if we did. Like, come on. Like, what? Who's to say what? You're like, You can. I made your career, Smash JT. How?
I made your career,
Smash
bitch.
JT's like
Oh
basically new and
Listen,
destroying
oh,
him.
I just don't know. All of this anti-woke shit, it's all the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's all the same fucking shit. And it's all like retarded anyway. Like,
Buddy.
I don't know. They just pretend like the stakes are this massive, big fucking deal. Oh, what shall we do if there's infighting in the movement?
That's so stupid. You guys should be allies.
Oh,
and,
no.
Yeah, allies.
Oh, no.
Fucking retard.
I'm sure Razor Fist was saving gaming there. You know, as gamers lost the battle over DLC, they lost the battle over predatory pricing and microtransactions. Gamers lost the battle over Anita Sarkeesian and feminism and woke shit in gaming. You've been doing so well, Razor Fist, the last 15 years, saving us from the woke menace.
Oh, you know what's funny too? The people on his side who were tweeting about it, Styx, John Della Rose. Like, it's just like the most
it's just level, like I don't know if this resurgence of this new avenue is because quartering is feeling upset or something that's going broke.
You had that theory, right?
I wouldn't even be surprised if this was an order straight from the desk of quartering. Like, you gotta distract from my coffee grip failing, Danny. You gotta help me. And maybe Melanie Mack will let us sniff her asshole. Maybe we'll get a crumb of clout, bro. It's so fucking lame. These guys in their 40s simping for this fucking dirty, disgusting, empty egg carton, empty brained fucking whore. Like, wasn't the whole point of these anti-movement there to like kick women the fuck out of gaming? Like, I just don't really get it. It's like, oh yeah, let's all just let this woman tell us what we're gonna do with our games, bro. It's just like, okay, we have the Anita of the right wing now that's gonna tell us what it is and isn't acceptable to goon to. Well, she co-signed Stellar Blade, co-signs Lollipop Chainsaw, talked for years about how Lara Croft had to be sexy, but now suddenly Jesus came to her in a dream and told her Age of Descendants is where we must draw the line. And then Mr. Razor Fist, Mr. Having Sex with the Bear is okay, comes in to tell us about his Christian LARPing and how the Holy Spirit revealed to him. Like, give me a fucking break. And that's just where I have a problem. It's just so obviously phony. It's such an obviously shameless grift. These people don't give a shit about Christ. They don't care. Like, Razor, where do you attend church? Like, Razor can't even tell you what denomination he is because he goes to a different fucking church every fucking week. Does
he even have the church?
No.
Come on. What are we doing here?
It's just silly.
But 3 months later, though, Ash?
I don't know. Like,
you were 1/3 of a video.
These allegations have been out for years and years and years.
We didn't make them up.
He was called Groomer Fist for years. These allegations did not come out of whole cloth. They were not invented by us. They were not invented by Smash JT or Kiwi Farms or Josh Moon. These are based on the statements of his ex-girlfriend that we're giving some presumption of truth, okay? You know, I just don't know. The guys, like, how am I supposed to know that you have 50 hours of audio recording of this woman in your basement, bro? I don't know. Produce all of your evidence, produce all of your receipts, put it all on your main YouTube channel, and then come talk to me. But he doesn't want to do that because he knows he looks bad in the situation. Anyway, so let's get...
Well, hang on. Let's read some donos here. Thank you, everyone, for supporting. Remember to send some subs for the potential legal Groomer Fist lawsuit we're going to have to battle.
That's right, guys. Our channel is under attack. We're under attack. Whoa, buddy. Oh, I thought
Does he think we're actually scared?
I don't think he actually knows anything.
When this all happened, I was eating steak and lobster, and
I was eating steak and lobster, bitch. I was having a 5-star day. Were you having a 5-star day?
I was having a 5-star day, but it was a good one.
You were having a 5-star day, or
and I'm just like, is this
insignificant little cockroach is coming at me during my steak and lobster bisque at the keg?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm laughing as I'm putting butter on the lobster.
Oh,
you ready, bud?
We're shaking in our shoes. Some guy, by the way, who has like hardly any experience in drama, is starting a drama war with the Kino casino.
Yeah,
and the Kiwi farms.
Yeah.
Am I getting that right? Like,
that's what he's doing.
How do you think this is gonna go?
No,
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but there was a show today. I don't want to like say whatever, but apparently, like at the end, someone on the guest of this big show was just like, "By the way, fuck Razor Fist. The house always wins." And then he left.
I don't know if that happened or not. I don't know. Maybe that was a hallucination. I got a $5 super chat that said it did happen. But you can't be trusting those $5 super chat.
Yeah. Allegedly.
$50, I would have been sure it was true.
A quadriplegic man speaking out after he's accused of ramming his wheelchair into officers.
For the first time, we are seeing body camera video when Miami-Dade police say they were assaulted by a quadriplegic man. A case so unusual, even the judge at first appearance seemed surprised.
I have truly never seen a case like this.
So police arrest a quadriplegic man claiming that he assaulted them, or battery in Florida. Let's discuss. This is Brian Armastis. He goes by the stage name El Valiente. He's also a social media star. On YouTube, he has 18,000 subscribers under the same name.
Armastis' stage name is Valiente. He's a recording artist with more than 18,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Hello, sir. How are you?
When we met, rescue came to the home to take him to the hospital.
Yeah.
He says he was hurt when he was arrested and taken out of his chair to be put in a squad car.
Now, Valiente was arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, but he says he's the actual victim of police brutality. Here is how he explains it.
They claim that I hit them with my wheelchair.
Armastis tells us a different story. Did you?
I absolutely did not.
It was Wednesday when police responded to a dispute between Armastis and his mother at their Southwest Miami-Dade home. According to the report, when she was arrested, he got agitated.
The officer, she bumped into my wheelchair because I was standing in the driveway and the driveway is thin.
The report stated that you spit at an officer.
Right, so I suffer from acid reflux, so I normally spit. And I spat like the totally different direction. They manhandled me. They tried to cuff me with my hands on my back, which I can't do.
So as you see, Valiente denies all the allegations, says he didn't ram his wheelchair into officers, and on top of that, he actually didn't spit on officers. He spit a different direction, and they're essentially lying on him. So to show what happened, police released the body cam footage. Hey guys, this is a quick ad, but stick with me because this one is truly wild.
His name appeared alongside Hollywood celebrities in international news headlines, wrongfully connecting him to crimes in the college admissions scandal. He says the case ruined his life and his career. Although eventually exonerated, it ended up costing him his life savings in legal fees.
Now, what would you do if the U.S. government accused you of federal crimes you didn't commit, while Netflix and USC is breathing down your neck too? This is exactly what happened to John Wilson, the subject of the new book, Varsity Blues, A Scandal Within a Scandal. And here's the kicker. He was totally innocent, but yet he was lumped in with people like Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin, who pleaded guilty to their crimes. But prosecutors didn't care that he was innocent. They weaponized the justice system and tried to destroy his life over a $1,400 typo. And when his case was looked at by a federal appeals court, they said, quote, John Wilson did not receive a fair trial. This book details the tragedy of the U.S. government accusing you of a federal...
Not
I want to get to Alyssa clips. But for some reason, I find it really hard to find her just from looking at my subscriptions list. I don't really know why that is. But she shared something interesting that will last quite a long time.
I try to talk to Mel about it. I just say, hey, like, dude,
this is all about Nick's descent into madness.
You may not know this. We homeschool our kids.
Oh, you homeschool your kids?
Yeah.
That's
because
back when he seemed all innocent and pure.
Both sides of my family are heavily Catholic. I am what you would call a bad Catholic because I married a Protestant, and we tend to attend Protestant churches when we do attend. We've been revisiting a lot of Catholic traditions lately, learning the rosary and learning to honor sort of the liturgical aspect of faith.
Now, you have children. Have they been baptized in the Catholic Church or
no? They've been baptized Protestant.
I'm sorry to ask you.
No,
what
go
age? What age are your kids now?
12 down to my youngest will be 3 in a week.
And they've all been baptized Protestant.
Yeah, we actually we felt that the tradition of sort of melding in the Catholic faith and that traditional birth baptism was important for kind of.
That's so strange that they actually made the decision like that to baptize their kids to me.
Baptismal ritual as a strong symbol of faith and a symbol of dedication to.
I don't know why.
As a Christ follower, and then if they want to do a believer's
because it
grow up,
is not what he
not
believes
harm
now.
Anybody, so
I don't think
we didn't think there was any reason not to.
It goes back to the same push that Drexel's talked about it several times. They want the family broken apart.
Goodness.
Don't worry about it.
I have so much more respect for E-Thoughts now. These are as close to thigh highs as I could find. Who's Sailor Moon shirt? Why, mine, of course. It's a little tight.
Nick Rekieta is currently getting his cock stomped
this was the weirdest thing that he ever did. This whole
Nick, please
having
married,
women
like
step on him
fucking
thing.
Kids. Don't do this.
This is Nick Rekieta and his wife. For whatever reason, I don't know why, he's brought his wife onto a live stream to tell stories.
So I had like so many massages with him, right? Like 6 or something.
And this whole massage thing.
Second or third, he asks me, no. I think it was the 4th or 5th. Okay, so you start face down, and then he has you flip over, right? So he massages me and stuff, and then he says, "Would you like me to massage your chest too?" I'm like, "What?" I assume he means like right here, right?
With the
this is the upper part of my chest. That's not what he
he's
meant.
wearing the shorts.
He, like, pulls down my
He just
sheet,
passed that, and now he's got his
massaging
wife
my
on
boobs.
here.
And I'm like, and of course I feel like an idiot because I've just said yes. So I don't stop him.
What the? Hang on. Oh, no, Rekieta bros.
With 3 chats in a row, I'm going to read all of them. So I had like so many massages with him, right? Like 6 or something. This is the upper part of my chest. That's not what he meant. So he takes off, pulls down my sheet, and starts massaging my boobs. And I was so uncomfortable. And next time I went there, because I had 2 more. I had 2 more massages. Yes, that's right. I had 2 more anyway. Okay, very cute. Very cute. You've got the story wrong, so that's cool, but that's fun. If you don't like the show, just don't watch.
If I was him, I would keep my wife as far away from the fucking loons so that like fat retards like this person couldn't make fun of my wife.
I've been delicate about this because I don't want to cause a shitstorm. His issue is that he's in a 20-year relationship. And I don't know what the deal is, but he's very open about his sex life.
This is the Baldo.
When you start doing that, it's like, It kind of feels like there's issues.
Here's Nick reviewing a dildo called the Baldo.
The Baldo.
Enjoy it.
You stick your balls in it.
You know, at this
use
point,
your
I'm
balls
still
to
trying to
fuck.
kind of give
This is unused.
him the benefit of the doubt when it came to the type of person that he is.
Like this.
That doesn't explain it.
What she had to say about the Baldo was, at first she said, "Damn," and then second she said, "I very."
And
much
I don't know why.
She's probably on the phone with her friends.
I don't know why I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Nick Rekieta, for whatever reason, I like Nick Rekieta, but he has a private Discord for his sponsors. And in this, he has like porn channel.
You'll find it pretty fun.
It really took me way longer than what it
In my
should have
opinion.
to.
I don't know. Okay. I have to
To
delete
realize,
these pictures,
you know,
guys. You can't. There's one rule
what
on
was what.
locals. Hold on. I need just a second to go through and get rid of these. There is one rule on locals. It is no pornography.
He posts these pictures of him and his wife, and they are like holding a whiskey bottle clenched between their butt cheeks. And his wife is like in lingerie and shit in this. And there's a picture of them naked from behind on the beach. The issue is that he has kids. So there's a near 100% chance that these kids are going to see pictures of you and your wife naked. And I don't think people want to see that.
Who took that pic? There's just a person there. Is that a nude beach, brother?
So then Rekieta goes to Jamaica. He goes to a place literally called Hedonist 2.
Okay, guys, I'm taking Lady Raggeds to Jamaica. Where should we go? A shitload of people are saying hedonism.
It's like a nudist hotel, like free use. You can have sex in the lobby, kind of thing.
I thought that's where you like fucked other people. Is that true? Tell me about Hedo.
But it's like he goes there and he streams from this hotel room during like a cuck week. I think it was even called like it was like a racial thing.
Oh my God! Let me tell you something, ladies. It ain't just all females down here. It's all guys look just like this. This is what you can expect too.
I want to know. I want to know what love is.
Stop it. Please stop. I don't ever want to hear about any of this ever again. For the love of fucking God.
What's up, Kiwi Farms? How you guys doing? You guys have made a critical miscalculation. The interesting thing about me is I'm very open about who I am, but people always decide to impose upon me some other value system and then judge me based on that. Do you guys know who iDubbbz is? She goes and immediately opens up an OnlyFans account. Break up with her or tell her literally, sweetie, I like you, but if you put your tits online, I'm not going to be with you anymore. You think I'm mad at you or ever have been? I'm not. Stop being fucking faggots. Nick, you're getting eviscerated by Kiwi Farms. You gotta chill, dude. Maybe you don't know. Kiwi Farms influence? That's what it is.
Yeah.
0. Stop pretending like you care at all. Well, I really care about these prudish principles, but no, you fucking don't. Nobody cares. All I know is this: 40.
Well,
was
you
one of the most
definitely
fun years
do
of my
not
entire life.
care. You tried to pretend like you cared, but you.
41, I intend to make more fun. So, to Kiwi Farms. Cheers, guys. Go on with your theories and speculation. They're all true. Have fun with it.
Nick Rekieta has been caught at a gay bar named Gay 90s hosting an underwear party and karaoke in Minneapolis as a birthday present from his wife.
So Lady Raggeds is taking me away for my birthday. Tomorrow, or wait, no, Saturday. Take me to a bar on Saturday that is it's an underwear bar.
Rekieta did this blasted on MDMA. This comes only 3 months after Rekieta attended a swingers resort in Jamaica.
Again, here's the thing. Lady Raggeds took me to the karaoke bar and then the underwear bar for my birthday. Right? We had a fun time.
Look what he's wearing. I'm starting to think Drexel's fucking him in the ass, not his wife. Like, what in the fuck?
2 lesbians tried to pick us up, and two gay men tried to have sex with me.
I have a feeling like tape is gonna be easier to do this than what I'm trying to do right now.
Them succeeded.
Bunch of gay guys tried to fuck you. They didn't succeed. Allegedly, by the way. You lied about everything else.
How is the sex, Nick? Am I still sore? Bitch, I already told you I was on MDMA. The sex was fucking fantastic. Have you ever had sex on MDMA? It's a whole different life. Like, it's weird. You don't want to do it every day. But It's exciting. All these people, all right, your kids are gonna see this. Good. If
of course, the tape doesn't want to come up.
If my kids learn that I enjoy having sex with their mom and that they should do a bunch of fun shit with their spouses, fucking good. Like, Jesus Christ. Do you know how long it took me? My parents never talked about sex. Never. Until I was like 39 did they mention it ever. And only like very nervously. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know what their sex life is like. Which, frankly, I'm kind of fine with, I guess, just because I found my own way. But it kind of would have been nice to know
I don't need to know what my parents'
if
sex
your
life is
parents
like.
are into each other or not.
Like, you should be you should be able to tell whether or not your parents are into each other without them talking about your sex life.
What do you mean, know if your parents are into each other? Did you really just want to hear your parents smacking ass every single night? This shit is sick. I can't. This might be even crazier than the other one.
I know people are shitting on me or whatever for Lady Rackets and I going to the underwear party and the karaoke party. I don't care. The amount of people like mad about what we do is so minimal. The loud kvetching, and it is absolute Jewish kvetching. Huh? This isn't the show I signed up for. Yeah, good. Get the fuck out. Those people have had a problem with various things that I've done. It's fine. I started sharing my life more. There's a trade-off. A bunch of people got really fucking mad about me sharing my life more. Even when my life was not very public, I wasn't a great actor. I've done some different things. I've had more fun than I've had maybe ever. I've enjoyed freedom a lot, especially lately. Nick validating being horny. Oh, I'm horny constantly. I mean, this should not be a secret. And Lady Raggets knows this. Guys, my goal every
I think
day,
I've got all the ones that I dropped. I hope so.
I love sex. I love all parts of human sexuality. Make me really happy. I like engaging in them. And I would do it all the time.
All parts.
From what I
So,
understand from Nick's thread on Kiwi Farms, Kayla, his wife, wasn't aware at first that people were posting lewds in locals. And then he did some stream that she was on. He mentioned somebody posting, their tits in the locals. And she's just like, oh, really?
Mandy says, Nick, I took a pic, but you don't know if you should post it. What do you mean you don't know if you should post it? Why not? People hate your body? Fuck them. Guys, stop letting other people dictate what your body is to you. Mandy, what are you doing? Why would
but yeah, you want to shame fat people all the time. So
first of all,
you want to try to dictate how people feel about their bodies.
Nick and his wife were at some point discussing her starting an OnlyFans because she described it was
empowering.
And
yes.
a way to earn money, which is completely insane based on his previous stance on things.
Yes.
But the thing I want to point out is that people have made up stuff about my life for while I was private. And the point that I'm trying to get to is when I became more open about my life, people decided that this was a hypocrisy about my old life. But it's not a hypocrisy. It's a hypocrisy about what people had decided about me. Can we wait for all the new conspiracy theories about Ricada Law and Real Lady Raggets because of the tattoo show? It's something every day, man. I'm basically gonna be kind of ignoring most of that from now on. There's no profit in talking about it anymore.
Yeah.
My piece. I'm a libertarian. I believe in freedom.
You're extreme libertarian.
For the life, their choices, their decisions.
You judge people all the time, dude.
I've laughed at or made fun of is inconsistent with what I do.
That was his position before. But now he says
I
this.
don't
They want me to be
I don't
their
understand.
fat dad because I need guidance and direction. But I like tits and being naked and talking about sex and not pretending to be incel. This is cope. This is, I do not like what people are saying about me, and I'm going to rationalize what they're saying. It's okay to not care what people on the internet said.
I mean,
He
that's
didn't care
fine. Just
what
be
people on the
honest
internet said
about the
him
fact
a
that
while ago,
that's
but
what
now
you
he
do.
just has to address it all the time. And I'll explain why that's a very shitty position to take. I'll be honest, like I used to watch a lot of his streams.
Be honest with the
and I
fact that
haven't
you
watched them very
think
recently
you
because they're usually
should
quite
be allowed
and they're quite
to
parasocial. When I
judge
watched,
them, but
I was
no
curious
one's
about
allowed to
something.
judge you.
I wanted to be law explained to. Explain to me the thing that's happening. I don't give a fuck about your locals. I don't give a fuck about your Discord drama. I don't give a fuck about the people who super chat you all the time or their dead cats. So it's hard for me to watch stuff when it's drifted so far away from what it was that was successful, and that's a bad thing. And when people on the forum who are big fans of you are explaining to you why they're no longer interested, and your reaction is to demean them as incel faggots that are looking for a father figure, that hurts. That hurts what you've built up. The other thing is that,
Yeah.
very specifically with what he's doing,
He
is that he
hurt what he
wants
built up a
to
lot.
fuck his
He
fans.
doesn't understand
He
it.
is using his locals as a way for people to share nudes, and this will be a disaster for him. It is going to absolutely fuck up his whole life if he lets his social media things become venues for him to fuck his fans.
Right after the height of the Johnny Depp trial, like a huge portion of the audience was like kind of bored wine moms. So they'd all join the locals because they had disposable income. They joined the locals, and now they got Nick Rekieta, and they felt he was more attainable. They all were fighting for his attention.
Yeah.
Eventually, one of them starts posting lewds. Nick seems interested. He's like, "Oh, that's kind of sexy." And then, so now the floodgates open, and then all the girls that were thirsting after him start posting their own nudes, and Nick really gets into that. And I think he's like a rock star right now.
I don't know what else my daily goal would be. I'm at this weird place where I've kind of like hit all of the other Maslow shit. And so, you know, that's what's left. Like, what else do I have to fucking do? I'm fortunate enough to have the income locked down. I've got kids. I've got food. I've got shelter. I've got clothing. I've got all of the basic needs taken care of. That's it.
Like, you have a winning formula, and you're like, what do I do with this winning formula? I have this winning I'm so successful in my life. I'm so happy and content with my position. Should I fuck it all up? That would be exciting. I built this house of cards. Maybe I can just pull out cards from the bottom and see what happens. It might look cool. But no, don't do it. Don't do it. Why? Very, very sad.
Is my midlife crisis over now? No. God. No, of course not. I said publicly, and I stand by this, I was intentionally entering my midlife crisis, so I did not have to be surprised by it later, and I love it. It's hilarious.
I'm glad you think so. I don't know why your wife thinks that it's hilarious.
You're such a disgrace. So briefly, I think something that goes beneath some people's radar is there are ways people do life, and they'll differ greatly. But one way I did life was to have kids as early as possible, to have a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it lasted a really
Nothing wrong with that.
We skipped out on a bunch of shit doing that. To put this in perspective, the biggest age gap we have between any of our kids is 3 years, and that's our first to our second. Anyway, what that means and translates to roughly is that at no point until recently did we ever not have a kid under 3. And that lasted 10 or 12 years. You thought I just went on vacation, do drugs and cheek. Shockingly, no. No, despite all of the weird allegations and whatever, do not cheat on Lady Rackets. Have not cheated on Lady Rackets. Have no intention to cheat on Lady Rackets. I know that some people have to stop fingering themselves over that now, but it's true. Very, very, very silly things. That woman is a lot to me. And anybody who hasn't seen that is frankly stupid. Nick is a simp. Yep, only for one. So someone asked about the null clip of warning me about a nuclear meltdown. I don't know. I don't watch any of this shit.
I cautioned him that the shit he's involved in is going to cause like a massive nuclear fallout.
Cannot
Even the stuff that's
these
already
lips
happened
open.
is probably going to blow up in his face. Even if he like completely disables locals entirely and his Discord, it's probably the damage is already done, I think. But I said publicly and in private, I said this is a really, really this setup of having like a sexually charged fan audience base is a recipe for utter and total fucking nightmares.
Look, Josh, I talked to him, and he disapproves of how I interacted with my locals community. Okay. I guess.
I mean, he doesn't have to care. He doesn't have to care
is in the Discord
that
chat
he
for his
disapproves of
streams,
it, you know.
acting extremely fucking gross. The talking about Nick and myself while we make money and live life. Yeah, major L. Tell me all the legal women you cherish and I'll nut all over them. Be a good boy and eat some black bull cum.
What's up, brother? I'm just keeping your seat warm, brother.
He's catching a lot of flack because he told this awesome story where he was friends with this woman that he was fucking for a long time, and she had a daughter that was a teenager. And then the second that she turns 18, he fucks her daughter, and her mother gets upset because, you know, this black guy that she's been seeing fucks her daughter. But he's like bragging about this, and I'm thinking like, that's like quintessential grooming. That's like the actual like definition of grooming.
So, you know, if you meet someone and she's, say, 20 years old, right? 20, let's say 22, 23. The person is whoever you meet them as at that point, right? You don't know their background. But when you know someone for, since they were 13, the dynamic is different because how you view them is different. The best sub, Nick, is not someone who's walks around all day, every day being this soft, demure. No, it's the person who's, she's strong-willed. She's witty. She has all those qualities, right? But then once she gets with her dom, her alpha, she now gets to let go, Nick.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that or not?
Yeah, here's the thing. I won't talk about it just because it's ridiculous. I have people who are on Kiwi Farms, which is the fucking like loser circle jerk. They're saying that because I knew her as a teenager, right? And then later on, she is the one who contacted me about doing bondage BDSM stuff and swinger lifestyle stuff in her 20s, right? They say, well, since you knew her as a kid, or a teenager, I should say, so at 14, I think, 13 or 14, since you knew her as a teen, that means you were all along planning to do this. Like, this is what made it wild. I talked to her that night, right? And so we talked about it. She goes, Drex, you want me to tell you the craziest thing? The funny thing is about people who make those comments is she goes, do you know where I learned about all of you being in the lifestyle, hosting gangbangs, orgies, swinger parties? She goes, do you know where I heard it? From the very people who were most pissed at me, being mom and the people around her, because that's who told them. I never once said anything sexual toward this girl as a teenager, as a minor. I never made innuendo.
Of course.
So, who was doing it? Ironically, it's the people, like I said, it's her mom and her mom's friends, which are our mutual friends.
People came up with some ideas about me and Lady Rackets. All right? The way that this came out was a released DM.
I wonder why they...
By Divinity. So the DM regarding Nick Ricade.
Yeah.
Nick and his wife are monogamous. This conversation happened at a time when rumors were circulating. I misinterpreted the situation. I've apologized to Nick, his wife, and his family. The fault is my own for misinterpreting it. It's disgusting. This kind of DM talking about someone else's marriage that I don't know was released in an effort to hurt me. There you go. Last year, I started talking quite a bit more about relationships and pretty candidly about the relationship I have with my wife, which let me just get out in front and say is completely monogamous.
Nope.
Sorry. I hate to blow the fantasy. We're
I don't
exclusive,
know. There was at one point,
we're
but
each other's one and only. We were virgins when we got married. We were each other's first encounter. You know, hopefully we'll be each other's last.
I could have been virgins when they were married. I know people who were.
Where you're going to have to ask questions that you didn't think you'd have to ask 20, 30 years ago. I don't
have to ask anybody a damn question.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, you being married now, good for you.
The circumstances under which I have to ask any questions are tragic, and I don't want to think about them.
It's no joke though, man. Like
there are a bunch of people who think about him all the time, though.
what's that?
There are people who fantasize about like the circumstances under which I would have to ask the question. There's like this whole fantasy where I'm going to get divorced like in the next year.
What?
Oh yeah. It's like a running thing. People are jerking off to the fact that I might be divorced at some point. Sean, here's the problem with the farms. I love them. I really do. But at page 950, my thread got so fucking batshit retarded. I used to read my thread every day. I would log off, I'd go read my thread, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They got like some good criticisms of the show. They'd catch if I fucked up on something or if like I showed something. I was like, this is useful. And this is the problem. When the farms went down for a week and Josh said, oh, I don't know if it's ever coming back. It's like, dude, everybody who helped you and who would help you, you've alienated. You listen to weird narratives about people and you don't just ask them like what's going on. You just run with it.
You made a statement that I took issue with. And
what was that?
You said that the thread was like line crossing harassment and it had broken its original motive of being watch only. And I have no idea what you're referring to.
No. Okay, so there's a rule on the farms, right? If I'm not mistaken, there's a rule of don't touch the cow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are people in various threads who intentionally touch the cow, and sometimes they get removed, and sometimes they don't. And I think that there's
reference
been
to who though? Like, can you give an example?
Well, for me, for some examples, yeah.
What happened to you that would be line crossing? I
mean,
can't think of an instance off the top of my head.
Well, there are users in my thread who have definitely like intentionally tried to interfere with shit and to provoke and provocate stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't ask you to remove anybody. I don't do that. Like, I'm not gonna be like, let me report this.
I legitimately don't know what you're referring to. I can't think of an instance.
I can talk to you privately about it. I don't want to call out people. Like, I don't want people removed or anything. But I'm just saying, like, that does happen. And again, it's not a perfect system. I'm not like blaming you for it or anything like that. But it's like, dude, you make the farms hard to defend because the shit people post is insane, and they openly admit to doing the one thing that's against the rule. They openly admit to touching the cow, and you don't do anything about it. Nobody does anything about it, and it's like, those are the retards who fucked everything up. People talking shit online doesn't matter. People going out and fucking with people's business intentionally does. Like, that's the thing you're not supposed to do. It's like, dude, you're not doing the thing that you say you do. You're not enforcing anything, and you're listening to insane shit and then taking weird takes on it. It's like, all you had to do is ask, is this real? And people could say, yeah, nah, it's not, but go ahead and say what you want about it. It's fucking weird. Like, I don't know where Josh went.
Zerman for 5 says, Nick is so desperate to be Kevin Spacey's character from American Beauty with no boundaries and doing what he wants without thinking about consequences.
What's your take on American Beauty? It's literally and unironically my favorite movie ever made. I think it's the best movie. I think it's the best movie ever made.
I have to watch it again and see how I feel about the underage sex fantasy.
No, that's the thing. She's a senior in high school. You have no idea how old she is. I've talked about this a bunch. People are like, wow, he's infatuated with an underage girl. It's like, no, actually, she's
not really.
She's not underage, probably. And it's this moment where a father who has fucked up his entire life, he not only, like, he lived the wrong life, he tried to fix it, and he fucked it all up, and he died. But he knows that for just 1 second, right before he passes, that his daughter's going to be okay. It's the best part of the whole movie, because that's what every dad does.
But he should have fucked that girl.
But he didn't.
And he'd be alive.
Because, yeah, if he would have fucked the girl, he would have lived. That's the crazy thing. If he would have done the transgression, he would have lived. But he did the right thing, and because of the right thing, he dies. He fucks it all up.
She would have loved it, though.
But life punishes you sometimes for doing the right thing, Dick.
Well, I've never seen American Beauty, so I can't comment on the allegory, but I mean, yeah, it feels like he just wants to do what he wants to do, and then if his audience isn't cool with that, then that's their problem. It's
I
like,
need to see something because there's some stuff that is missing.
Thanks for being here.
Dude, you cannot come to a Friday show and expect talking about law. It's not going to happen. Friday
I'm trying to
is
figure
for
out exactly
fun.
what
Fuck you. I'm done talking about
happened
Trump and
to
guns every fucking day.
A11. I got A11. I got A11 13.
For the first time.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm not entirely sure what has happened.
Why those manosphere beta dudes
Do
are having sex
A's
with all the hot women, and you
1
guys are
and
like,
A's
I treat
12.
women like queens. They're not hoes and blah 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 blah. Whatever. And like, but you're single. Slap Murphy says one day Nick will realize how out of touch his takes are getting right now.
Argue with that.
I know he'll take a step back one of these days. Literally never, brother. Literally never. It will never happen. Here, and I'm gonna prove it right now. Here we go.
Do it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Fuck everything. I'm done.
Welcome to the squad.
I'm done with it. You're getting a whiteout stream, shiny ass shoulders, pale ass motherfucker. We're going shirtless.
Okay.
Look, because I'm a grifter, I'm gonna apologize to chat for derailing the stream with my personal shit. I joined law to make money and fuck bitches, period. And everybody else should do that. And everybody who pretends that they didn't, they're like, oh well, I care about global poverty. No, you don't. Bitch, I've never seen you digging a well in your life. These people are garbage, and I will never, ever, ever misrepresent what I am.
Well,
I
that
am a
is
guy
6.
I had a problem. My problem was my job could no longer be done.
Need that one.
And I didn't want to work retail. I went into law. I was like, I can be a lawyer anywhere. And then I was a lawyer for 3 years, and I said, lawyering is gay. You know what I can do? I can talk to people and tell jokes and tell funny stories on the internet, and I can maybe talk about law sometimes, and it worked.
You get to
Holy
be yourself.
shit. Holy shit. I'm blessed beyond measure. I know it could be gone tomorrow. You'll never hear me be anything else. But if you don't like that, if you don't want that, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
By the way,
misplaced
when
a
she
few.
has
I just
kids,
don't know.
the second you pump all that semen into her and she gets pregnant, her body is destroyed for the next
Where exactly
3
they got
to
misplaced.
5 years. If you have 5 kids, her body will be destroyed. Destroyed. Like, we paced out 2 years per kid, basically. 13 years. 13
But nuts to not be able to find shit.
She is not going to be that 8, 9, 10 that you married. And more importantly, because you probably won't care, it's going to be fine for you. But it won't be fine for her because she's going to remember being an 8, a 9, a 10. She's going to remember that. But now, no matter how much she runs, no matter how much she walks, that stomach skin just doesn't go away. Those abs don't.
He's right. It doesn't go away. I mean, it certainly doesn't go away easily.
Doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
But I've just constantly wondered.
After the baby's done breastfeeding, they're going to be pancakes.
How his wife
down to her fucking waist.
feels about him saying
it
that.
doesn't. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about that.
And so here's the video called Do You Know Mandy? Oh. This video is private now. I did some digging because I did a little bit of prep today with the time that I had available. And I found out that there was an explanation for this. Alyssa, who is the owner of the clip, said that Nick asked me to remove it. She was gracious enough to provide a alternative URL for the clip, which I have open. It is 2.5 minutes long. It's pretty rough.
Alright, so now we've got a better handle on what's where. About some things.
And he clarified to me that these
So,
are his
we
Friday
definitely have
streams.
12.
He gets like drunk with other
Got
people,
5.
and it's like intentionally like trashy and
Hold on.
shit. And supposedly, and I can't attest to this either way, on the other days of the week, he has normal law streams. This is what he says.
Camelot, hey, do you know Mandy?
Yeah.
How can someone not know Mandy?
22. We're not gonna need that for a little bit.
Fucking gorgeous.
Would eat that ass.
Oh my god. Mandy, if I were single, Mandy, you would never be single again. Mandy, if I were not married, girl,
I've got
I would save you. I would do whatever.
806 probably is the one that I for sure am gonna have to get replaced because
You're too depressed
I kind
or
of
whatever.
spilled it everywhere.
Stop it.
But what if
And I
you
think
were
that's
on
why
the
I'm not
MDMA and then your
sticking it.
pee had a need.
I believe that is the one that I spilled.
Mandy is so
in the
goddamn
this.
hot. Mandy is fucking phenomenally hot. Mandy is so hot. Mandy, if you come to Matsuri, I will not say a goddamn word.
Oh.
I won't say anything. I'm a Christian, trad, whatever. Lady Rackets will tell you that you are fucking fire. I don't need to say a goddamn word.
So
Mandy.
you won't eat her ass if she comes to Monterey.
Let's not go too far, Ken.
I will.
You shut your mouth because no, Mandy's fantastic. She's cool. She's based.
Oh,
she's
wait a minute.
hilarious, she's talented.
Found something that fell
Mandy
behind
is
on the floor.
gorgeous. She's a gorgeous woman. And Lady Racket
Yeah.
is fucking
What's it?
fawn
23.
over Mandy. Mandy. These dudes that are letting you down, these people that are fucking hurting you, that are harming your life, relationship, whatever, they're garbage. You're a fantastic, wonderful person, and you don't need any of this validation at all. Mandy, you're fantastic. You're great. I love you. You're fucking wonderful. Look, I'm married. I'm a humble, wonderful man. I will never have sex with you or whatever. But
Oh gosh,
many people would, and anyone who wouldn't,
oh boy.
The very last second, he realizes, oh, I probably have said too much. I think the wife will be upset with me. I understand why he asked for this to be privated. I think that he's embarrassed by it. I think that it pissed off his wife. He said a lot of stuff.
Okay, so we got 805, 806.
But the way that he has
Yeah.
gushed over her is probably a bit too much for the wife. And that's why he asked for it to be taken down. I definitely empathize or sympathize even with Lady Rackets in this case. I really think he should stop drinking. I know that like his Friday fun streams or whatever are like his like goof off streams, and he takes it very seriously the other days. But every time I get one of these clips where it's just like off the rails, like really embarrassing and going to cause problems, he's drunk. He needs to dial it back a bit.
I'm fine with the Friday shows having some raunch and crude humor, but the Friday shows were just they were just completely going to the same place every single week. Very crude humor, very sexually charged humor. Because I mean, let's be honest.
That's what they're doing.
You guys all know. You all know that last Friday show got way out of hand. I got way out of hand. And I said some shit that was beyond the line, involving a couple different people. So
yeah, no, really.
That
think?
So that's where like jokes go past jokes.
Arcada had an Instagram account, and on it he was following two nice
Damn it!
Jamaican men who seemed to be very, very conscious about their physical appearance. And Arcada was following them. Coincidentally, they both worked at Hedonism 2, the resort in Jamaica that he went to. Even though it had a cuck week, the week after Arcada was there, he insists that there was no cucking the week that he was there. And after this revelation, which came right after the Mandy thing, he has publicly stated he wishes
I hope
to
I don't have
end
to
his
end up
pen
fucking ordering a whole bunch of.
I like Josh. Josh has an incessant need to talk about my issues when they come up, and that's, what he's going to do is fine. Here's the problem. So the other day, Josh said a couple things that are demonstrably untrue. And I reached out to tell him. He corrected one of them, but I don't think he corrected the other one. And I don't think he meant them to be untrue.
Like, I give him the benefit of the doubt on this.
I'm debating how much I want to talk about Rekieta, because he sent me a private message which was really, really weird. We had like a conversation which was like really fucking weird. I really don't even know what to think about Rekieta anymore. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I think he was drunk, and he's sending me text messages at like midnight his time, where he messages me and he complains about some shit, some random thing on the site. And then in this case, he complained to me about how the forum treated Drexel. And I know a little bit about Drexel. I don't like him. I think that he is the epitome of an N-word, and I think he's a fucking sex pest. I think he's a literal groomer by the literal definition of grooming. And he comes at me and he defends Drexel, and I say, like, I know a bit about him. I don't like him, and I think that people are in the right to say this. And apparently he knows less than me about the drama around Drexel. This post is a comprehensive explanation of who Drexel is, through Drexel's own words, which, again, if you're telling a story, you're going to tell that story in a way that is as favorable to you as could possibly happen. And I'll just read what he says. My good friend's daughter, a teenager at the time, 13 to be precise, and I were always cool. No, I never groomed her or said one word of sexual nature around her. She learned of my exploits through others. She eventually goes to college and dated a simp. I innocently met up with them at her behest at the state fair, and then he exposed his simp nature to me, a non-simp. They broke up before she moved across the country to do her doctorate program at age 22. Once there, she said she contracted me about wanting to explore BDSM. I reluctantly agreed, so I took her to a bondage club to see if it was truly for her, and it was. I tried to pursue her to find a professional dom out there, but there were none to 100% trust. So I had to fill the role so she could explore without
You just had to.
exploited,
Just had
sold
to,
into
Chad.
a sex ring, hurt or killed. Locally, multiple deaths happened at a dungeon club inside Gay 90s due to these Craigslist doms not knowing what the fuck they're doing. Eventually, her mom found out due to the Apple Cloud, and that was that. Zero grooming. Kill that noise and get your facts straight. Drexel hooked up with a woman. She had a 13-year-old daughter. He took this 13-year-old girl to Disney World. He bought her her first set of Mickey Mouse ears. Years later, and by the way, the age is conflicting. The first time he told this, she was 18 or 19. Now he says 22. But as an adult, I think in his 30s or 40s at this time, has sex with the now of age girl, the daughter of a friend that he also fucked. And I'm just supposed to believe this at face value. And I'm supposed to assume and clear my mind that the thing that it probably would happen in this situation didn't happen.
Drexel was a fucking example. Where I'd say, I know this guy, and I know what you're saying is not true. Like, I know for a fact that this is not correct. I don't know on other people. Like, I know on me, I know on Drex. But if I say it on me, it's self-serving. You're just trying to cover up whatever. It's like, oh, okay. So I try to talk to Null about it. And just say, hey, like, dude, this isn't real. Like, this isn't a thing that's happening. Drex is saying this.
Sounds like it kind of is.
The fucking wild degeneracy that's out there.
When Rekieta brings him up to me and says to me, I don't know what I'm talking about Drexel, and I start laying out the facts about what he's said over the years.
Sounds like it.
Well, I don't know. I didn't know all that. He tells me, I don't know all of that. And I said, well, if you're going to come to me and you're going to try and confront me on something, then maybe you should know what the fuck you're talking about. By the way, in the shower talk that I had with Rekieta repeatedly referred to him as the Negra. He repeatedly tried to invoke race into this conversation. I did not take the bait. So him, again, trying to inject race in this is him manifesting what he wants to hear from me so that he can make that the point of contention. But the point of contention is that he is sexually exploiting children that he knew who grew into adults. But that is the literal dictionary definition of a grooming.
I think Josh doesn't like certain things about black people or black culture, and he uses that to take information about Drexel and to interpret it in a way that confirms his bias. Okay, lots of people do that, not a big deal. The other thing is because I think this is a criticism that I had of Josh. I think he's trouble discerning between a story about a historical, a past event, a funny thing, hyperbolic thing, and reality.
He says this about a lot of people.
And then he gets upset and he says,
He says this
"Josh,
about
you're so fucking
Aaron.
autistic.
Kind of says
You don't
something
understand.
similar
I'm just
about
using
Aaron as
Drexel
well.
as an example." And then
Everybody
he starts calling me
else,
autistic.
everybody
He's
has a trouble with
seething at me
reality, but
because I'm
him.
not playing
Everybody
along.
has a
Because
trouble
apparently when
with
he brought up
reality,
Drexel was like a
except for
thing
him.
to defend, using Drexel as an example. But in this case, Drexel was a really poor example to use because number one, I know about his drama. And number two, it's real. I know that it's fucking real. Eventually, after hammering down what he's actually trying to say, because he was going about it in this retarded roundabout way, he suddenly lifts up and says that he's not complaining. His life is great. He's happy about everything in his life. The Kiwi Farms doesn't matter. He's just remarking to me as a friend how funny it is that my site is so shit and everybody on it is a fucking retard. And he's just randomly sending this message to me at midnight in the shower. And I told him that I can't control narratives about you on the forum if that's what you're complaining about. He took this very poorly and continued to press that it was a specific thing with the forum. The forum is very stupid. And I told him, I want you to show me what you're talking about. Stop talking in roundabout ways. Stop hinting at this huge problem that I just don't understand. And then backing off when I ask you to show me what it is. He just doesn't. He just doesn't do it. He gets so close to just saying, I need these things taken care of. And he never touches on it.
I don't know
told
why.
him, Ricada,
There
I
we go.
cannot censor the Kiwi Farm stuff, just preemptively, because he keeps circling this topic. I say, I cannot censor people, I cannot ban people for you, and I cannot control narratives. I cannot go into your thread and try to fix things. If I go into a thread and counter the narrative, people are going to be like, wow, that's really suspicious. And they're going to double down on what they believe. He portrays this the opposite way, where I'm begging him, Ricada, please, Ricada, let me make things straight with you. And it's so fucking manipulative. And I'll play you. This guy made a very handy video explaining exactly what I'm talking about. It's a minute and a half. So let's watch it.
In fact, one time I brought up that I thought the rules on the forum were not being enforced properly. And he's like, who? What's the name? What's the name? Who do you want me to kick off the board? I'm like, Josh, I don't want you to kick anybody off anything. What the fuck are you talking about?
You made a statement that I took issue with. And
what was that?
You said that the thread was like line crossing harassment, and it had broken its original motive of being watched. And I have no idea.
Kind of resigning myself. This is gonna happen.
Okay, so there's a rule on the farms, right? If I'm not mistaken, there's a rule of don't touch the cow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are people in various threads who intentionally touch the cow, and sometimes they get removed, and sometimes they don't. And I think that there's
reference to who though?
He's like, who? What's the name?
Like, can you give an example?
Well, for me, for some examples, yeah.
What happened to you that would be line crossing? I
mean,
can't think of an instance off the top of my head.
What's the name? Who do you want me to kick off the board?
Well, there are users in my thread who have definitely like intentionally tried to interfere with shit and to provoke and provocate stuff. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't ask you to remove anybody. I don't do that. Like, I'm not gonna be like, let me report this.
I don't know what I legitimately don't know what you're referring to. I can't think of an instance.
I can talk to you privately about it. I don't want to call out people. Like, I don't want.
He's like, who? What's the name? What's the name? Who do you want me to kick off the board? What the fuck are you talking about?
That's literally how it goes in private too. All the people that I've tried to befriend have now entered into this like midlife crisis where they were at a peak, and when they felt powerful, they took strong stances against certain things that made them very attractive as people to know. As soon as they had a little bit of trouble and the forum started criticizing them just a little bit, they fucking lost it. They gave up everything that they believed in, and now they're just trying to coast along and keep their gravy train going, and they're willing to throw everything that jeopardizes their easy life has to go out the fucking window. Any principle, any position, anything is just gone. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you fucking old men with shitty fucking cars, the shitty fucking
fucking
everything now. It's disgusting.
It's all over.
I'm so disappointed in you. I'm so disappointed in you people.
College of the Air says, say Josh Moon. No, I've said what I wanted to say about Josh. I have. And I heard his response, and again, it's fine. If you want to see, I made a long post on Locals that very briefly mentions Josh Moon. It's not he's only an ancillary part. But that being said, not like Josh said, but like I will say, I really do like Josh. I wish him well. Obviously, I disagree with him on some things. Obviously.
But so what? Koof says, how ironic that no. The guy who calls everyone under the sun a pedophile claims that you defamed Montegraph for calling him a pedophile. It's a very weird thing. There is so much jurisprudence that merely calling someone a pedophile or saying that they like or are attracted to something is not defamatory. Because it can't be. It's the internet, man. You started a fight by criticizing someone. Oh, okay. I've started every fight ever because I criticize people all the time. Doesn't matter. How you respond to things dictates how they go. They can either stop or they can not go. Big criticism of me with Monograph, by the way. Like, apparently it's my fault that he came to bother me. I didn't thought of this guy in 3 years. But hey, I get to own it because I called him a retard and said he liked sucking kids' cocks or something. Whatever. It was pretty drunk. I stand by my messaging. I'm not retracting
Be careful
shit.
with that. You're being sued for the stuff.
And I've said I'm not retracting anything, and everything I believe is reasonably believable based on Montegraph's history. My response has not changed on that. I'm not going to take a different position now.
Okay.
That'd be weird. Wouldn't that be strange, Kurt? Like if I suddenly said, I don't believe... That would be worse for me.
I don't know. Perhaps you've reconsidered and... I don't know. You could change your mind, at least hypothetically.
Hypothetically, if someone gave me any reason to, no one has. So.
Okay. Fair enough.
I've not been presented any new information to the contrary.
Well, somebody tried doing a whole entire fucking stream about Monograph.
I don't know anything about Montegraph, so I really have no opinion on this.
There you go. Look, I said what I said about Monograph.
I didn't really prove anything one way or another, I don't think.
There's no reason to. Nothing has ever been provided to me to show me that I'm wrong. A shitload exists to show me that I'm right. Sorry. And for all of Josh's hand-raking and kvetching, it's on his fucking website. And in any other circumstance than his own fucking butt hurt, the farms are really good at getting facts, aren't they, Josh? Seems like it. I'm on to go. You understand humans, though, right? Tell me more about my life. You're nailing it right now. You got it so right, Josh. Juicy boy just has the tism. I know he has the tism. That's why I keep telling him. I'm like, Josh, stop being a fucking loser. Like, stop doing... You're so weird. Like, there's no reason for us to be fighting, you gay boy. And he's like, oh, no, he's... What?
He's not fighting.
Come on, Sean.
He's got a personal opinion, and that's where he is. Like, that's
his
not
personal
a fight.
opinion's objectively retarded and wrong.
Okay.
He's saying flat out false things. Like, and when I would tell him, he's just like, no, I'm a good judge of people. And I'm like, but you're literally, like, you're objectively incorrect.
The only thing I can counsel you on is probably you need one of those tankless water heaters because your shower conversations haven't gone on long enough.
I was only in the shower like 15 minutes out of that 2-hour conversation.
Well, but I'm just saying, if
the only reason I got in the shower because he was so fucking retarded that he wouldn't listen.
What?
Oh wait, am I supposed to sit here and simp for Josh while you're on my show? Because like, what am I supposed to do here, Sean? Tell me. Why don't you tell me right now? You got a thing? Tell me. Tell me what I'm supposed to do.
I don't, but I don't.
What? Oh, so wait. So I have a 2-hour conversation with Josh. It goes on so long, I tell him a joke. Hey, Josh, this has gone on so long while I'm trying to tell you that you're doing this thing, and I just think that maybe, like, I don't want you to do anything at all. And he's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, literally nothing. He's like, do you want me to delete something? No. You want me to censor something? No, Josh. This is what I told him for an hour and a fucking half. I told him, Josh, you are doing this thing that I can tell you you're wrong on, where you are misinterpreting what people are saying. And I think it's because you have this great ability to take in factual information, but you have an inability to discern fact from like colloquialisms, jokes. And I didn't even, like, I said autism as a joke at first, but I was saying everybody who talks to you is bringing you a problem to solve as a system administrator. And so you approach life as a sysadmin with everybody's got a problem to solve.
I was just trying to make a joke, but since we're here, I guess I'll just say, if you don't want him to retract, but you're telling him it's wrong,
I didn't even tell him anything about me was wrong, Sean.
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, if you want them, like, you're saying, like, this isn't right, and you're like, well, and if you're saying Null said, hey, what should I do about it? Don't worry about it. That, you know.
I wasn't worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. No. Who brought it up? Who brought it up? Who brought up that conversation? Sean?
I did. I was trying to make it go.
Not between you and me. Me and Null. Did I bring it up? Did I say, hey guys, I was in Corpus Christi, bored while my entire family's asleep because I go to sleep at 5 a.m., but they're normal people? Did I say, oh, I was texting Josh from the shower? Who brought it up?
Okay, yes, from what I understand.
Josh brought it up, right?
Yes.
Who talked about the shower texting? Who talked, which by the way was just a joke, is literally a tension-breaking joke because I'm like, why is Josh mad? I said a tension-breaking joke. It was funny to me. Who told you about that conversation? Was it me? Did I say, hey, I was texting Null for 2 hours last night? Or did Null say, Nick texted me from the shower because he's so fucking crazy and he's so unhinged and he wants me to censor his thread? Who said that? Was it me or Josh?
It was Josh.
Oh, was it Josh? So when you said just now, when you said, well, don't worry about it, who didn't worry about it? Me. Who's blindsided when someone went to the fucking internet to go complain about it? Me. Sean.
Yeah.
4 years I have talked to Null. 4 years of this. I've never asked him to change or correct or modify anything ever.
Sure.
Ever.
Well, and you don't have to ask him to correct it, to modify it, to delete or edit things. He can just go there and say, look, because he can comment. He comments on shit all the time.
Okay, and here's the question. If I don't ask him to do that, if I don't ask him to do fucking anything, and he decides to do it, whose issue is that? All I want to do, by the way, Sean, is talk to Null about AI, and I like talking to him. I still consider him a friend. I fucking hate fighting with friends, and it's so goddamn irritating because I never did the things he said, and I don't talk. I mostly just let it go. But I'm fucking tired of letting it go, Sean, because I don't fucking want to fight with anybody, much less Josh or you or anyone else in the world. But every goddamn time I'm confronted with this stupid thing, and it's not even real. And it's based on some autism's inability to discern what's happening, where a joke is said like, hey Josh, I'm texting you from the shower, because he seemed mad in his text, Sean. I'm like, why is Josh mad about this? Why are we still talking? And by the way, again, so goddamn dishonest. It makes me so fucking angry on this front. It was like, he's texting me at midnight. Like, you fucking Negro. That is 7 a.m. your time. It is 7 a.m. in Euro Cup time, where you're over there pretending to suck Slovakian penis or wherever you are, Serbia, I don't know. Where you're over there like pretending to be like a well-adjusted person because no one else speaks the language that you speak, and you just muddle through some Eastern European conglomeration of syllables. Like, you're over there, and I know it's 7 a.m. for you. That's why I messaged you then and not at 8 p.m. when you're asleep. And he's like, why would he text me then? Oh, I'm awake and you are. It's a great time.
Nick, I was trying to make a joke.
You trying to make a joke and I made it shitty.
Yes, you did.
Welcome to my life, Sean.
I can't remember what day it was, but I woke up and I just had a text message from somebody, and it said, Ricada has lost his fucking mind. His
it!
With talking about our conversations is that anytime he messages me, he will literally just message me out of the blue when I knew him and say, the people
I wish
thread
these damn
are saying
things
that are
came
wrong.
in these
And
jars
this is at the same time
fucking
that
already.
he is claiming that he has not looked at the Kiwi farms in over like 2
I would
years now.
gladly
This happened
pay
a
to
couple
get them all
times.
fucking
was like, okay,
separately
whatever. I don't
and
know
be
what
in
you want
these
me to do
damn
about it.
jars.
And that's my response. I'll just say I don't know what you want me to do. Like, but I'm not going to correct the record for you. The one time that I did proactively seek his opinion on something was with the Montegraph stuff. I asked him, what did you say that provoked Montegraph to sue you? And he said,
there's really no reason for them not to.
Impossible to be defamation under law, which is Montegraph probably always likes sucking little baby dicks. And he said the opposite. He said Montegraph always likes sucking little baby dicks. So he lied to me the one time that I actually asked his opinion. When he speaks, it's very clear that he wants something, and that's that's like the other frustrating part is like it. I have a very short list of friends. Ricada was one of those people that I just had on my very short list of like social contacts. I never, ever, ever had anyone, nobody had ever just randomly sent me messages being like, hey buddy, I heard you said this thing. I saw this on the Kiwi Farms and I just wanted to let you know that's not true. Just between us, that's not true. So I have a very hard time understanding like what the fucking point is. My opinion of Ricada did not change until he started becoming like a severe alcoholic. Oh, the Mandy shit. Oh, God.
Mandy is so fucking gorgeous. Mandy, if I was single,
he went on and on about how he wanted to fuck Mandy. How if the very nanosecond his wife graced him with permission to fuck Mandy, he would stick his dick in Mandy. He would ravage Mandy. He would make passionate, sweet love to Mandy.
sure, I'll sign him. You earned it. Oh, Mandy.
That Manny thing was the strangest thing. And again, at this point, I was so kind of listening to him.
He had what he called the worst day of his life.
I don't know.
I wish.
You know, I have a whole
with you guys
life that I deal with outside of anything going on with him,
too many
and
sensitive people and things involved in it.
it
but,
just took me a hot minute
it
to
has
be
been-
like,
It's been a month.
this dude is nuts.
I was talking with Lady Rackets about this today, and I was like, it has been a month of this. It has been a month of trying, of struggle, of turmoil.
Which was presumably the start of some kind of relationship problem between them. And it has been widely speculated that when the wife heard, just after he had mentioned that his wife had been completely ruined, physically destroyed by the birth of his children.
Nothing matters. Her tits, after the baby's done breastfeeding, they're going to be pancakes.
He went on this tirade about how he wanted to fuck this random woman from his locals chat. Shortly after that, Nick started having a very visible decline in his stability in life.
My life has been a weird roller coaster. It's been, let's be honest, my life has been a weird roller coaster for like 9 months.
No one ever will. They're all doing it for money, clout, or whatever. And you've heard people don't seem to realize this because apparently
some days it's great, some days it's fucking frustrating and weird.
I haven't eaten today. I had one Snickers bar. Now I'm eating one bag of Doritos, one shitty little bag of Doritos, 150 calories. My total calorie intake for the day currently is around 600. I'm 6'3", I'm 170. My calories to sustain my weight, to sustain my life, is 1,900 calories a day. I got to 206. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to not eat.
Amazing, I haven't.
And now I'm 170.
Managed to knock over my drink. Knock on wood.
Pulp Fiction, right?
Knocked over everything else.
And now Ricada is singing songs to Mandy. And there is evidence that she is actually not real at all. As this person goes over, the female fan of Nick Ricada's locals who started the thirst posting craze by posting a picture of her tits on October 22nd, which spiraled within a couple weeks to Nick posting a picture of a bottle wedged up his bare ass by November 22nd. The female fan who incessantly begged Nick on stream in 2022 and 2023 to attend an anime Matsuri convention he was appearing at. The female fan who Nick declared, I will sign your tits if she went to convention. The female fan who Nick lusted over so drunkenly and so disgustingly and openly in May of this year, asking a panel of his four guests, Mandy, and declaring in the middle of his live stream that if he wasn't married, he would wreck her and that his wife would fawn over her if they met at a convention. It turns out Ricada's favorite ethot, Mandy, henceforth known as Mandy or Mandy, has been catfishing the people in Ricada's community, including Nick himself, for years. XF data reveals it is likely that the infamous topless pictures that she started posting in Nick's locals, which was believed to be a decade-old photo based on its quality, was actually a photograph of a picture being displayed on a computer monitor taken by Mandy using her Nokia 2B phone on February 2022. Many of the photos weren't as old as they claimed to be. The photos stolen from the internet were digitally altered to degrade their quality, cropped, scaled down, likely to defeat reverse image searching. At least 5 of the pictures by Mandy were actually stolen from Reddit poster Submissive Little Toy, who gained tens of thousands of updates in 2016, posting nudes on subreddits such as Gone Wild. Mandy was a former Team Fortress 2 addict, with her Steam profile indicating that she averaged about 75 minutes of gameplay every day for nearly 12 years. Despite this, Mandy claimed to be too technologically inept to join a Discord voice call. So, there we go, chat. Stole photos and then digitally edited them so that he could catfish Nick Rekieta, and in the process destroyed his relationship with his wife. This is the world that we live in. This is why you should never simp. No e-girls, never. Because you might fuck up your entire life for someone who's not even real.
Oh, Mandy.
Such is life.
I will say that, you know, Nick's a funny guy. I don't think Lady Rackets likes me very much.
He's not very cool.
What? What? Wow. Wow, the hate.
Oh, by the way, this one
I would give you a pass.
doesn't like me very much.
I don't not going well so far.
I only got into this house because of this one here.
Absolutely. I'm charming.
These two are friends. He and I, a lot of weird homosexual friction that we're both denying.
Oh boy, it's nice to have a night off without the kids, huh?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I love having a family and all. I just miss being able to party, drinking and socializing, and experimenting with all kinds of different things.
Well, that's what being young is all about. Once you have a family and a career, your experimenting days are over. But tonight is the exception. That's why I'm gonna smoke this cigar. Only because I've never smoked before.
Good idea.
What haven't you tried that you've always wanted to try?
Huh. I don't know. Maybe I'll drink a few more beers and see where the party takes me.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's so
Huh? Oh, you mean this?
Yeah.
funky looking.
Yeah, that was me. You ever had a
The dumb
homosexual
cartoon.
fantasy? Not that I have.
You haven't?
No, I mean, well, they say everybody has at some point, don't they?
Okay, it's just shiny. I was like,
Well,
why does that look like it
I
has
never
something on it?
wanted
It's
to
just shiny.
experiment with anything too crazy. You know, maybe just, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's not really gay, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Well, it is a night for experimenting.
Sure is.
Okay.
We've got a lot more to go, chat, before all of these are finally organized.
You want to slap her?
Are you trying to...
You're shitting on my rap career.
No, she was saying that
When they did this,
my gorgeous.
Oh, well then I'm wrong.
My eyes is
when they did this hot tub stream,
always wrong. Ready? Through your thick
I remember commenting on the clip by Alicia's Clips. I remember commenting on the post that Alicia Clips made and being like, I think they deliberately do things to get you guys talking and get a reaction out of you guys. Like, that's really... I made excuses. I made excuses for it. And I was just like, I think they're just trying to jerk everyone's chain. And, wow. And then that might have been some truth to that. They were definitely trying to maybe get a reaction out of people, but no, they were doing this because they do, in fact, fuck one another. Yeah, it's like, joke is on me, kind of thing. So, like I said, there was so much going on, and
I'm glad that it.
There was people like me that just didn't want to see the signs.
Who's got a boner?
Like we'd never, I mean, we'd never seen people openly being degenerate like that. We hadn't really been exposed to people like me.
Which
It's not someone that's been exposed to this kind of shit.
But
Wait, so she has to be within 6 feet of you?
No,
She
he can't be. She doesn't like me. We're going from earlier in the
Rephrase.
stream where she hates my guts and only likes you.
Right. But that's how it should be. I don't know why. I love
You've shit on 2 of my jokes so far, Hard.
If you just
And it
got
hurt
rid
my
of your
feelings.
guts, then she could
If
like
you
the
were
rest of you.
funny.
Oh God, that was way meaner than what I said. Right, but the not funny thing makes me feel like
No, but
we're never gonna
you know
be
what,
friends.
Aaron? I can't wait for your next set.
You just don't think I'm funny.
No, just not so far tonight. That's
Fair
all.
enough.
He needs a black. Aaron needs a black face doll to be funny.
T. Jefferson says she didn't seem to like anyone really. I'll tell you this, she likes Nick just fine. My friends, she and she does. No, her and April get along really, really well.
She's obviously sleeping with Lady Rackets tonight. I just got kicked out.
Well, Wait, right. who's sleeping with? I need a dose of what I don't have. She's unique. She's prettier than he is. That's true.
Hey, you don't. Don't you listen to her, sweet cheeks.
No.
Later.
Okay. Jesus.
Listen to me, sweet cheeks. Don't you let her talk to you like that.
You're gonna hold her to a chat. It's a contract.
Knock it off.
But I really think she kind of thinks that I'm sort of a piece of shit. Raz of Chat says she might just think you're annoying. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, that's what
I think
she thought,
finds me
alright.
obnoxious. Can you believe that? SC Motorsport says maybe she's just sick of putting up with 2 assholes, you and Nikki. That could be it. Maybe I blame this whole thing on Nick and say like, well, if you just weren't always a cunt, then when I'm a cunt, it would be more charming.
And I'm like,
I'm not gonna say. I'm not saying Lady Rackets is my least favorite person on this stream. I'm just saying I rank Nick and April above her.
If you're not a simp for your wife after 20 fucking years, why are you with them? Marriage is really goddamn difficult. And if you're not
I mean, I agree. Marriage is difficult.
simping for each other,
The thing that I've been learning here recently, the most challenging thing, I think, if you're a mother and you have a son, the Bible says that man will leave his father and his mother and cleave unto his wife. The dynamics of how I've seen that marriage change the relationship between a mother and her son. You know, he suddenly has a family of his own. He has a family of his own now. He calls the shots of what happens in his household, him and his wife. And suddenly, mommy's not the center of your world anymore. You still have a place. Once it just changes everything. The mother can feel diminished a lot more than just when her son's out just dating, you know? It changes things.
over a long period.
I've seen it.
Why are you there?
I've seen it firsthand. That there is an adjustment that happens.
There are times when she makes me mad or gets me frustrated. Of course.
For the mother, and it's hard.
Everybody does.
It's hard.
So, I sing for that woman all the time, and she's pretty fucking good to me most of the time too.
How did you meet? Was it love at first sight?
For one of us.
You remember that when you're having a fight or conflict or tension, okay, I know how the rest of the time is. I know this is temporary. Something will work out.
If you could go back to day one of your marriage, what, if anything, would you two do differently over the years to further strengthen your relationship?
I just realized we didn't answer a question, but go ahead.
I have a hard time with that question because you change so much as you grow up.
Yeah.
You're totally different people by the time you're 18 years into a marriage than when you're 2 years in.
If it becomes non-temporary, if it's permanent, if you're no longer finding yourself a champion for your spouse and they're never a champion for you, that's a different story. I don't know how to answer that for a lot of people.
Every day you've got to wake up and remember that you picked that person and you like them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't feel like it. But you have to anyway, because you picked them.
The rubber band expands and slaps back together. It doesn't snap. When it snaps is when the marriage breaks down. That's very scary for people who've been married a long time. Go, okay, is this going to last? Is this a thing? Is this thing going to be the thing that kills it? You're always relieved when it's not.
Yeah. That's human relationships.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear T.
Back when people still wanted to believe that this was a perfect couple. Perfect conservative,
there you go.
traditional couple.
And there's your son.
What do you say to otherwise good people who never want to have kids? And I'll let you field that first, because I have my thoughts.
Well, I can almost answer for
we're almost done with this. This is taking me all this time.
Because no one feels like having kids. Everyone's terrified. That's normal. I just think you should dodge the greatest bullet of your life and find love and have kids. It will make you realize that you're not the center of the universe, so it will relieve you of your own narcissism. It actually makes you able to empathize.
I still have
with
all
God,
this left.
because when you see your little
That's
children
28,
disobey you and act
32.
like dumb, you go, oh, that's how God feels about me.
22. This is already on a second. We want to skip. We actually needed a 21. A 21 maybe is something that has to get
and unable to
ordered
show
and replaced. I
officers
don't
his
know.
ID when they asked for it. And him ordering officers to take his wife and his mother-in-law home with lights and sirens. At one point, even threatening to get the police chief involved.
This release came 10 days after the state found the city violated Indiana law by refusing to disclose the video to the public.
A few moments later.
Less than an hour after the polls closed, the newly elected mayor of Sharpsburg, North Carolina, was arrested for DWI.
So we got mayors all over the country being arrested for driving while under the influence of something. Let's talk about it.
Let's see.
Now, before we get started, here's a quick word from our sponsor, Goldcrest Metals. All right, you know what I keep hearing from people lately? My money's in the market, and I don't trust it anymore, especially after it dropped like a rock. I get it. We've seen trillions wiped out. The dollar is losing major ground, and no matter what they promise on TV, your savings keep taking the hit. Meanwhile, gold is not just surviving. It's up 28% this year, just past $3,400 an ounce. Goldman Sachs is saying that it's going to go up to $3,700. These are all-time highs. Now, this isn't hype, it's a signal and the move. Get in before it even runs higher. Most people don't realize that they can roll physical gold or silver into their IRAs or 401k, tax and penalty free. It's legal, it's easy, and my people at Goldcrest Metals have a free guide that breaks it down in 3 simple steps. No pressure, no obligation, just educate yourself. Go to goldcrestmetals.com or call the number 888-885-6405. Link is also in the description in the pinned comment for those of you who are too lazy to actually type it into a browser. And again,
need something kind of long. Because we got a long way to go. See if he has a playlist of just... Oh gosh, Scotty lists. We don't want those. Seals of Eclipse. Oh my gosh.
Honky says, Nick Polden, is this your card?
When was
At
this?
the Stearns
5-2?
County with pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's denying it now too. You know, every time something embarrassing comes out, it's just, and this is why nobody believes him. Well, that and he lies all the time. But every time something makes him look bad, it never happened. Coke on my nose on a stream, powdered donuts. That's probably the funniest one. Addict? No, I'm just recovering from who I used to be. I mean, look. You know, addicts cope in different ways, and it's understandable. But don't get mad when people don't buy your bullshit. Annoyed Wawa Supervisor says, because the only government building Aaron needs to enter regularly is divorce court. I've, you know, come to think of it, I don't... Have I ever been in court for any of my divorces? I think just one. I think the first one because we had kids, so they had to talk to us and make sure we were okay with the, you know, because we settled everything ourselves. But they still had to, like, bring us
just
in
screwed
and
something up, I think.
blah, 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 blah. Says this guy this week, Melton next week. Uh-oh, what is this? It's $10, so we're doing it first.
Observers.
Mersh lost his PayPal. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Yeah, that Super Tips is in a lot of trouble. I'll say that. I can give you guys a little update on that. A lot of people have reached out to me. Now that Kurt has done what he's done, and he's kind of exposed the terms of service.
Where did I put it?
And all that. There's a lot of people who have reached out to me who said they're kind of making me the Pied Piper of this shit. I think I might have to do something because they're like, well, I never gave my written consent, and I'm on there, and I'm like, I'm not gonna turn. Like I said, if anyone wanted help with it, I'm not gonna turn them away. So it's a pretty large group of people. I think that might be coming to an end. It also exposed the lie. It exposed. Remember, Melton said, I sold it. That's because he's scared of this kind of shit happening. You ain't selling that. It's a lawsuit. Man.
I don't know what to do with it.
It's another Melton lie. That's
I'm gonna have to go back here.
Every time he gets worried, he
look at my stream.
up. And yeah, a lot of Kurt. You got to give Kurt credit. Kurt opened the floodgates on this because nobody ever knew. They're like, oh, really? This guy would just fold like a bitch? I mean, we should have known. But they're like, oh, he'll just fold like a bitch if you send him a cease and desist. So I think there's at least 5 people who want to do something. And like I said, I'm not going to turn them away. Oh, also, I don't know this for a fact, but I've heard the rumor that MN Public Records is going to drop something during Hackamania. I don't know MN Public Records. I'm not privy to anything they're going to do. But there is that's the running theory out there is one of those 70 documents might be dropping, which I have to say would be pretty hilarious. Balls Deep sent us a little clip. It's our favorites. All 3, I don't know who this is, but all 3 of them just... This guy, I really made an enemy for life with this Australian guy. I beat the dog piss out of him. He thought he was going to do this ambush thing on Hughesy's podcast. I just called him out. I'm like, you're kind of a chicken shit, aren't you? You're kind of a rat piece of shit. And he like tried to ask all these trolley questions.
No,
like, no.
Round 821.
And he's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. What? He has had it out for me ever since then. Unfortunately, you wouldn't know him.
I did it off screen. Holy crap.
Then Haley, this one's always pissed off. I think she's upset that I'm taken. Keanu thinks it's because her children throw rocks at her.
What did I do with it?
Oh, wait, no, that's this one. Keanu thinks that this one
I don't know what I did with it.
Has children that throw rocks at her. And then this one's just always angry. Like, it doesn't matter. There's nothing in this world that makes her happy. She's just always pissed off.
Okay.
All right, boys, what do we got?
Human juice.
Well, the chat was really shitty about it.
It was
too,
in
so
there
wait
where
until like
that's
the
why I
last
could find it.
second and
Let
then
me
throw it in so that the clock would start all over again.
Not only that,
What? What? Really shitty about what?
Aaron would,
Oh, boy.
Aaron would also sit on it. Adona would come in and you could see it in the chat, and he would count down to like 4, and just.
Oh, is this the Johnny standing up bit? Yeah, it was hilarious. I thought this was supposed to be.
This is A21. It does not need to be replaced. I found it.
Hilarious. Yeah, when we had the Johnny standing up bit, people would throw in money, and I'd go, "Oh, Johnny, we got 3 seconds."
Crazy.
Oh, look, that one came in. It was a lot of fun. And by the way, if it was anybody but me, all 4 of these pieces of shit would be laughing their balls off.
Hang on a second, Jackie. Are you saying that there's fans in Steel Toes chat?
Holy shit, fix your teeth. This is a goddamn travesty. Don't you come from a place that was colonized by Western technology? I thought I'd never say this to another human being, but you.
I mean, you could fix your hairline too, you know.
Will's donkey teeth would be better than this.
That would troll stuff.
Well, yeah, you know, like the 6 people that donate all the time.
Oh, the 6 people that donate. Have we made these kids salty? Guys, are we mad? Do you guys want to stream so that you can do it for a living? Keep at it, guys. Just be plucky, and one day you might be able to have a steel toe-sized audience. And if you don't work that hard, maybe you can get up a level below that, like, say, NLO or something like that.
God bless you. Right. Have we got any super tips or super chats?
We do. Let's run through these real quick.
Sure.
Jackie, I'm gonna have to do this number.
He just goes, yeah, that's your job.
Ooh, boy, is that the kind of biting, cutting-edge commentary that's really... I deserve a better class of hater. Jesus Christ. Can we get somebody that's good at this? Hey, you know what? Jesse P.S. Jesse's good at it. Jesse's good at it. Kino Casino's good at it. I mean, these people are just fucking tragic. Bigot on Socialist Media says they could send Quad the link for sake. I know. Just make it a whole, like, one of those old Zoom calls from the COVID era of just miserable people that I've emotionally broken. Sam Show says Kino doesn't give a flying about you. That's not true. They made fun of me a few times. I thought they did a very good job. Oh, by the way, speaking of small podcasters,
cool opportunity.
Guess who I DM'd with, and guess who wants to come on the show and do a segment, a regular segment? Karmic X. Karmic calmed down, and he's like, man, that would be great. Nomo says Sad Sack Theater. I know. They just all look so unhappy. And they're like, you know what Steel Toe did? It's a big tattletale session. It's, you know what Steel Toe did? Johnny was standing up, and they had a bit where people didn't give money in 2 minutes, and Johnny would sit down. And he would make Johnny stand longer. Hilarious. Very, very funny. Tim Bullinger with $1 says, 1 week until we see the proof. Getting nervous. A bunch of men obsessed with my cock? No, I think I'll be fine. Plus, Tim, I have to tell you this. You've been lied to by those two about so many things regarding me, things that never materialize.
I have questions about whether or not this is going to be true.
For you, buddy.
But, you know.
You're the mark. Poor Tim.
If it isn't, we'll find out, because it'll all get leaked, so.
Pretty antisocial, because that's the whole show. Is it really? It's them just whining? You understand if you're trying to, like, troll someone or you're going after someone, you're supposed to make fun of them. You're supposed to goof on them and make it funny. You're not supposed to just get pissed off. If you're just getting pissed off all the time, then I've won. You understand what a shock jock is, right? You understand that a shock jock is there to make you either love the show and be super passionate or hate it to the point where it pisses you the off. Pretty antisocial is a walking win for the toe. Yeah, Johnny was really upset about it, forced to stand up in his own house, miles away, says 09 Canyon. 500 trillion Zimbabwean dollars says, why is everyone always so pissed off at you? Arrgh! Bro, not the own you think it is. And Aaron's still doing it? No, Aaron's moved on with his life, and it never happened. And obviously, Nick is projecting again. Nick usually projects the things onto other people that he did. Not that I want to show that proof. Ugh. No, Aaron's actually moved on with his life, and he's doing very well. Oh, so these people are bringing it up again because it's, like, important to... No, they're just obsessed. Quit handing me wins. Oh, wait, Balls Deep says, Pretty Antisocial deleted their Discord and they hide in Lemmy's now? Why would you delete your Discord? Nobody here gives a about it. Tim with $1 says, you sound worried. Terrified. And by the way, Tim, not only have you been lied to by these guys numerous times and the threats have never materialized, but also... if they would leak something from my Google account that would prove in a broadcast them committing more felonies than they're already being investigated for, again. Now, obviously, there won't be anything because there isn't anything, but a girl can dream. Mint Diggity says they can dish it, they can't take it. Well... in fairness to them, Melton's their hero, and he's the king of dish it and can't take it. He's the king of it. He's the one who every time he gets in trouble, like this Kurt thing has him rattled, and then the Sean thing has him rattled. Wait until he sees what's next. So you notice every time he gets rattled by something, he goes, oh, I've got this big thing that's coming. Remember, he was going to interview my ex-wife, Ashley.
I mean, I don't think he's exactly telling tales out of school here.
Yeah, he's been in touch with April, and she's going to blow.
It's like, well,
that never happened. Now
even if they did have something.
All this proof. That never
It's
happened.
like, would they really
the guys lied to you
air a revenge porn live like that in front of hundreds of people? That's basically what it would be.
Every time
You'd be disseminating it with the intent of harming him,
bothered, he pretends he's got something.
Shaming him or whatever.
Freeside Thug with a good point. He writes, who would be stupid enough to commit a felony on stream? Well, I didn't commit a felony. Well, Nick did, I guess, with the cocaine on his nose. I did misdemeanor on stream, which is very dumb. But no felony. I never committed a felony. Which is why they dropped it. They couldn't get the W on that one because it didn't happen. Jane and John Doe with $2 says, expand on your Kiwi Farms post. Oh, yeah, someone just said, what is Aaron a pussy? He won't do what Kurt and Sean are doing with the super tips thing. And I'm just like, look, I'm working on it. When did Kurt do his thing? Like yesterday?
Well, Sean still has not done his thing that I know of.
Shit, to be honest with you. But now that it's Kurt and now that it's Sean,
I was like he was going to, but
it would be kind of fun. Like, I want to do it for the goof. I want to do it because it would be funny and it would upset people who are really gross and really disgusting people. But there's also another person I want to talk to, two other people I want to talk to because I think they want to get involved. I mentioned this thing to them, and they have a vested interest in getting involved in it. So I want to. I think they want me to wait for them, and I think they want me to kind of because they're not as knowledgeable in all this.
So he actually does it. It's all just talk.
In the legal end. I just mean what's going on, like just getting them up to speed. So I'm going to talk to them about that, and maybe go forward with them. I don't know. I just it happens all the time. Like when evil people. When bad people start to get to their machinations and they go, hey, I've got it. Start your watch because it is the countdown to them completely decimating themselves. They cell phone and they self-destruct. And I think that's what you're seeing now. They overreached with this. What that whole super tips thing it was a half-cocked, half-brained, half-thought-out, poorly put together thing. The only benefit they had was that it was just being used by a bunch of nobodies, people with no audience or people who were, basically my audience. And I wasn't going to, bother them or anything like that. It's just people like that eventually expose themselves because they can't help it and they're not very bright. And when you're not very bright, you become your own worst enemy. And now You got Kurt, you got Sean, and then you got a couple of other people, and then I guess it just kind of, like I said, their lives are kind of just in my hands, and I have to decide what I'm going to do about it. Kooky for Tukey. I love this one. I love when they think they have it figured out, and I get to break the news to them. Kooky for Tukey says, if you're talking about Gino and Kiki, Kiki literally begged Patrick to be on Super Tips. No, I'm not talking about Gino and Kiki. Those two they're like Kurt and Sean. They're on the internet. They can kind of fend for themselves. I'm talking about people who aren't, who have said, hey, if I wanted to do X, Y, or Z, how would I do that? And I was planning on helping those people already. I just didn't think I was going to get involved myself yet. But now I think it would be really funny to just all at once just fire away at this stuff. So no, not Gino and Kiki. They can handle themselves. Here's the only deal here's all I'll say about the Super Tips thing. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't bother me. Like I said, if I'm going to fuck around, it's going to be funny. But I never consented to it. I never gave my written consent, and I am owed money. And we can talk about a dollar figure. I mean, I would love to allow them to be able to make a living, because without me, these people will starve. And that's the truth of it. And I don't want to hurt anybody.
His show is pretty much airing all the time, 24/7.
Bury anybody. I win every day I hit go live, so I don't give a shit if other people make.
And who knows, like,
but name, image,
what?
and likeness.
Yikes! Oh fuck!
I don't think anyone would be stupid
Why did
enough to
I
have
do
to pay
that?
money out the nose to me in action, rather than just sit down and say, "Oh shit, well yeah, I do need you in order to make a living, so." Aaron, how much do you need? I'll cut you a check every month, and it'll be naming rights, and we'll work out a deal. That'd be fine with me. I mean, basically, it's all in my hands, and I can decide, are we going to do this the easy, you get to decide, are we going to do this the easy way or the hard way? We can do it my way, which is the easy way, or we can, if you want to go on the road to ruin, you can do that too.
A lot more to go.
I've never given my consent. I still don't give my consent. My name, image, and likeness is for sale. And I know how much it's worth. It's worth thousands of dollars a month to these people. And I would talk about that check. But until then, no, certainly don't have my authorization. Red Scoper says
let it all
X from
fall
MLC.
into the
No,
bottom of the damn thing.
Karmic X from the Karmic X show, my man. BJ says, so Will's logic is you were a meanie to him, but Nick was polite. Is Will the next April? I was never impolite to Will until Will started basically being a propagandist. What happened with me was I lost respect for Will Heron, because you got to remember, I lived it. I was there. Nick has.
I hope they give me
demonstrably lied
more
about
than what I
multiple
actually
things.
need.
I nailed it and never lied about what we were doing.
Oh crap!
While he
Again,
was being ashamed,
put these
to
damn
deny it, I
things
was
in
telling everybody
jars
what I
to
did
begin with.
for the last year. So when Will became a propagandist and he dropped the journalist shtick, and he stopped being inquisitive, and he stopped, thinking, could this all be a bunch of bullshit? Am I being used? Once Will allowed himself to be used, basically, as a filter for lies, I just lost respect for him. I wouldn't say I wasn't polite to him. I just treated him with the respect I thought he deserved, which was very, very little. It upset Will. He got very mad. It caused him to make a lot of mistakes. And now he is where he is now. And the latest thing where he had to admit that he lied about me contacting his boss, oof, that was a rough one too. And now his latest lie, I read that Will was like, oh yeah, everything's backed up, like the baseball bat story and this, that, and the other thing. It's like, bro, I was there. None of this stuff was ever written, recorded, anything. There is no documentation on this. If you're saying that just to try and save face, I get it. But if someone told you that, it wouldn't be the first time that Nick's lied to you. But he's lying to you again. I'm sorry. Again, I don't know why you wouldn't just, get more information from the guy who's given the correct information all the time. But
well, that is something that Nick has said about the forest. Why don't you go directly to the stores?
Jeff Maddox says, you heard it here, folks. Aaron's fine is $50 and his court fees are an undisclosed amount. I don't know anything about any court fees. I really don't. Chevy says, have you figured out your probation cost yet? It's going to be a year or two, and it's just my release condition. That's it. Power Windows says the craziest thing is when Nick said you're a few bad days away from getting a felony. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, he tried as hard as he could to lie in his statement to police and send a bunch of photos that were never sent to anyone. Like, Nick sent more photos to people than I did. I mean, I sent one to Gino. He couldn't reproduce it because he never had it. It was one that I took myself. And Nick then went to the police or went to the prosecutor and sent them like 5 or 6 pictures. It's like, dude, how about a little dignity? And then 15 pages. He went to the police and he ranted for 15 pages about what a terrible guy I am. And I mean, the biggest delusions I've ever read. It was, I mean, I laughed out loud numerous times. And all that for a $50 fine and a misdemeanor. I mean, he lied as hard as he could to get that felony charge. And then the minute they kind of looked at it and went, the facts of this case do not bear this out, they offered us something that I think was fair, that I think fits what I did. But to humiliate yourself in such a way. And like, eventually when this is all over, when enough time has passed, you know, I'll show you the papers and everything. I'm glad I'm me and not him. Put it that way. Numero Uno says Nick claims he didn't send 6 pictures in. Yeah, Nick also claimed he was aggressively monogamous. Nick also claims it was donut powder on his nose. And he's also remarkably immature, and that's, you know, a lot of that's because of his upbringing. He was, you know, that affluenza type shit. I hate to use that phrase because people act like you're not holding people accountable, but he never had to grow up. I mean, people don't just enter their cocaine and going crazy phase at 42. They do that in their 20s. Nick is underdeveloped by about 25 or 30 years. Pray by 12 writes he's 14 emotionally. Yeah. And I know he'll probably see this. He watches everything about himself and he'll think, hey, shitting on me again. Not even shitting on him. Not even shitting on him. Just accurately trying to give people a window into something based on the chat they're very, very curious about. Jane and John Doe says, any new details on email violations? Yeah, the FBI takes a hell of a long time. What can we say? Their resources are needed to look into the vast quantity of shit and disbursement there is. I do believe eventually it will be a more localized issue, but right now there's just certain resources that are needed. Maddox says, how will the show change if you get back onto radio? What it's looking like right now is we will have a morning show here on YouTube, at least right away. Morning show here on YouTube, and then an afternoon drive show.
It'll be interesting how all those ones out, and whether or not he actually ends up having a morning show. We'll see.
Or, who knows, maybe we'll do the simulcast afternoon into an evening show, and we won't do mornings, but it's the Steel Toe morning show. I got to keep doing mornings. But this is still, look, radio moves very slow. This is still a ways off. It's just back on track is all. Oh, I love this guy Law Cope on Twitter. He tagged me in something. He goes, Aaron, how's that going to end? And it's Clown World on Twitter posting a Reddit post from r/polyamory. Wife's boyfriend stayed at our place last night. Law Cope writes, Aaron, how's that going to end? Probably in charges for everybody. But only one guy's going to beat the felony. Terrible. Veldrain with $1 says, Aaron, don't forget to bring your Haka dance instructor certification with you to the DMV. They might need that. ZAKP with $2. Oh, yeah, there's the latest onion, cope, and lie. Yeah, there's no proof. First of all, it never happened. Second of all, it's a desperate attempt because suckers like you are at least smart enough not to go to that stupid event. It's failing. People are dropping out of it, and they need something. I got bad news. Let me spoil it for you. There is no reveal. There is no big thing. It's another lie. And they're stacking up. I'm surprised you retards haven't picked up on it because you are stupid. But I didn't think that you would. I mean, you guys are Charlie Brown kicking at the football. And I'm sorry, JZAKP. I'm just, it's a little too easy for me. It's like punching one of those clowns that keeps coming up at you. It's just kind of, it's kind of easy. They're not even worth taking seriously anymore. It's desperation. They're chasing their daddy. Oh, we can get M on record. McBuster's giving him shit about, yeah, you know, Citizen M, McBuster is right, and you should answer for this. You should probably apologize. You've exposed private people. Like, you have been a real shitty guy going after children and stuff like that. However, I don't think Citizen M ever did anything with the gym. Citizen M would like to apologize right now for exposing private citizens and being a shitbag. He can apologize publicly. Should probably do that on YouTube and Twitter, too. The apology should be as loud as the disrespect. As a matter of fact, I remember that M. Yeah, I'm actually gonna get rid of you. Unless there's an apology on that one. But no, M, I'm going to get M's back on this. I think he would disavow anyone that called the gym. And although they didn't really bother Scott kind of with him back now. He gave me the phone for one of them, one of Patrick's guys. And the guy was so timid and weak-willed. And I'm like, hey, how many times did you call last night when you were all up leaving messages? Click. He did not do very well with that one. Yeah, you know what, McBuster, that's a great point. McBuster does raise a good point. M would like to apologize about that. I think Citizen M would like to take this. He has a platform now where he can apologize and say he's sorry. I like that. I do. I think McBuster is right. I think it's only fair. Sam Show says ban M again. It would be kind of funny. But, yeah, I think M seems like he says he's turning over a new leaf and everything. He has been a piece of shit. And here's what happened. Steel Toe triggered him somehow. He got emotional, and he did some things that definitely crossed the line because he was mad at Daddy Aaron. And then he got over it, and he was much better after that, and now he would like to say he's sorry. Oh, boy. Hey, what happened? Citizen M got awfully quiet there. Citizen M got awfully quiet. Oh, by the way, I just saw this on Twitter. It was Jesse P.S.'s promotion of his show from last night, which I listened to a little bit of as Gordy and I were heading over to SP's, but I didn't catch too much of it. He was talking about a guy named Comedy Shaman. And I thought I had never heard of Comedy Shaman.
I wish I'd never heard of Comedy Shaman. I wish I'd never heard of half of these people, honestly.
And it's Clay Combs. And it got my dander up because I'm like, Clay Combs, wait a minute. Clay Combs, this mother was like an ardent Steel Toe viewer. Like, he called in to the hotline. He was texting in constantly. He would call in with this Hank Hill impression. He always wanted to call in and do Hank Hill on the show. Until one day I pissed him off with something. You know, always with these guys who are like your biggest fans, they call in constantly and everything else. You always end up pissing them off somehow, right? And this Clay Combs guy, who apparently is Comedy Shaman and apparently is wildly mentally ill, he was obsessed with Steel Toe. And then he just kind of like, he sent me a big long email one day. He was totally pissed at me. He was mad that I did something or other. And then I never heard from him again. And then I'm watching the Pod Awful show yesterday, and he's talking about Comedy Shaman, and I'm like, I really don't know who this Comedy Shaman is. And then Jesse P.S. says Clay Combs. And I'm like, Clay Combs?
Because I seem...
That's... What the? Chad Buzamok says, this isn't a brag. He is mentally retarded, and you're claiming him as a true Toe fan till you upset him. I'm saying people like him, I don't know if he was necessarily a fan. I was just a guy who would answer the phone and let him do Hank Hill. And then when I didn't let him do Hank Hill anymore, then he sent me a long email about what a piece of shit I was. So I think I was being used, perhaps. Doom says, tonight's show should strictly be a live reaction to last night's Pod Awful. The Shaman stuff is incredible. We don't do an evening show on Thursdays. However, I did watch, you missed it, Doom. We did talk about it a little bit ago. I did watch some of that Pod Awful. Comedy Shaman was like a big steel toe. Well, not like a big steel toe fan for a while. I didn't know it was Comedy Shaman at the time till I watched Pod Awful yesterday. He used to like to call in and show off his impressions that he thought he could do. He's like, hey, can I do Hank Hill for a second? And we're like, yeah. It was, I didn't know it until Jesse said his real name last night, Clay Combs. This Clay Combs guy used to call into our show, and he used to want to do Hank Hill, and he was really weird, and it was always a strange non sequitur, and, you know, we kind of laughed it off, whatever. Until one day, I said something about something that made him really mad, and he sent me this really huge email about how I'd lost my way, and I'd become dirty and offensive or something like that. I can't remember, but I remember the name at the end was Clay Combs. And so I'm watching Jesse's episode yesterday, and I will give one critique. I didn't like all the jumping to like all the different years, and I'm like, I just want to watch Jesse do the show, you know? I don't want to watch these. I don't want to watch like a clip show, right? But when he said his name is Clay Combs, I was like, what? Really? Same guy? That makes a lot of sense. Apparently, here's where I left off, Doom. Where I left off with the episode last night was Jesse had just used a voice changer to get Comedy Shaman to fall in love with him, pretending he was a girl. And he was using some kind of voice manipulation software. Which is like, that's commitment to the bit on Jesse's part, because technically that's kind of gay. Like, if you're a dude getting a dude to fall in love with you using a voice changer, that's gay. So if you don't think that's a guy willing to go to the lengths necessary to get a W, you're sorely mistaken. Podawful.pizza. 265 from Eric says Gordy would have gotten into the Spicer Coke stash and gone out like Billy Mays had she gotten him anyway. I've thought about that before. You know, you can't keep Gordy locked in a like they kept the dog locked in a bathroom, and I didn't want April doing that. April was not healthy. April was doing cocaine every day. I didn't want Gordy going along. Luckily, she didn't put up a fight on the Gordy thing, but I was not going to let a dog go into that world. No way. Dub with $1 says, did Jesse Pod Awful co-host your show ever? Didn't he show up at your house? Did I dream that? No. Jesse did co-host an episode with me once. But he did not show up at my house. He sent me coleslaw once from Lunds and Byerly's. It was really good. I'll say it every time I mentioned it. Every time I mention it, I don't know why Mersh got so mad at the coleslaw thing. That coleslaw was good. If you ask me, that's a friend move. I don't care if it's a troll or not. That's a friend move. All right, let's get into it. Let's do some things. L Train says, let's take the gloves off. Ooh, fun. What are we taking the gloves off about? On the traitorous duo of Keanu and Gino. Oh, boy. I'll listen. What do you got? I'm still pissed for their whole we just told the truth nonsense. Now, look. I have seen the Discovery. I have seen the interviews. I really don't think that, first of all, Gino didn't do anything wrong. He really didn't. Gino's story has been consistent the entire time. He supported his wife. Keanu and I, first of all, you guys aren't privy to every conversation I have. In fact, you're not privy to most conversations I have. In fact, what you're seeing now is the character, the performance. Keanu and I have straightened everything out. Keanu has admitted that, she was lied to by, both people, April and Nick. She was lied to. She was manipulated. She was told things that weren't true, and she feels bad about that. And she's apologized, and I've apologized for putting her in that position. So I will say this, guys. You're more than allowed to have your own opinion, and this seems boring because we've gone over it so many times. But you don't have to convince me that you're right. You don't have to go, Aaron, I need you to feel the way I do. I just have a different experience than you. People make mistakes, and you have to give people the grace when they ask for it to improve. And then you hope that they give you that same grace when you try to improve. That's what it is. $1 from Honky says, for Aaron, Nick gives a 15-page long report to the cops. For LawTube, Nick gives a Kurt. I saw that. Boy, Kurt really made the boy crash out. He didn't even do any trial coverage today. He just seethed at Kurt for an entire day. I can't imagine. While I'm off at the gym and playing golf and enjoying the beautiful day, I couldn't imagine yelling about Kurt. And why? Because Nick broke the rules. He used the name, image, and likeness of Kurt without Kurt's written permission, and Kurt made him take it down. Kurt said, bitch, take that down. You don't have my permission. And like a good bitch, he took it down, as he should have. Kurt cucked him, as he should have. And he should be used to it. It's not a new feeling. And I guess, I don't know. It's some other people sound like they're really upset about it. They might take some action as well. People have asked me if I will. I don't know, man. I'm going to put Melton and Nick on the breadline if I take mine away. Let me just say this. I don't consent to them using my name, image, and likeness or that of my daughter. And let's just say I have that card in my hands if ever I should feel the need to play it. I know that when I tell Scott probably won't be very happy about it. I don't foresee myself doing anything, but I certainly wouldn't discourage other people who may be upset about it from taking any kind of action. I'm just trying to be a good friend. That's all. Let's go to Sam Show says, but Aaron, Nick was using those super tips to give himself friends. That's true. Landers says, Nick misses Aaron's meat. It's both frightening and fascinating. The man's a case study. I'll give him that. He's a case study. Julia says, Kurt cucked Nick, huh? You would know all about that. Well, you know, I've been in Kurt's spot before. What are you gonna do? Look, man, I don't think Kurt did anything wrong. I think Nick's just pissy pants, baby boy seething. I think that's all it is. I mean, imagine that. You're like, I want to use this guy's likeness. I can't make money on my own. I need this guy's name, image, and likeness and voice in order to make $1. And then that guy goes, how about you? And then you go, yeah, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. Sorry you're going to miss. Sorry you can't pay for a couple piano lessons now because Kurt, made you his bitch. I'm sorry, but from what I hear, he's not going to be the last one. So enjoy. And make sure you do it sober. I know you're maybe taking one too many of those Adderalls now. You don't want to get a new dependency. That can be nasty business. Just because it says Pfizer on the bottle doesn't mean that you're free and clear. Be very careful, young man. You do not have a good history of controlling your substances. Don't make us raise our voice. Before we get to it, numero uno with $1 says, what's the path towards squashing this Will Heron beef? The Will Heron beef is squashed. We beat him. We crushed him. We embarrassed him. Imagine coming to a grown man on your hands and knees and going, please let me on your show and diffuse this thing. And then having to seethe about it on, what was it? On a show with like 20 people watching. Oh.
Let's see.
So I don't know, numero uno. Don't lose over it, buddy. In my opinion, the beef is squashed. Another win for the toe. He can go. There's got to be like some kind of swamp rat that escaped the bayou. He can go report on that.
It just seemed like
$35,000 a year.
I had more than
He'll be fine.
32 dollars that I had to deal with.
Mom Tuna. I don't know what that means. With $1.99 says, Aaron, when is your sentencing? That $50 wasn't a fine. Oh, yeah, that's the new cope that they have. They can't read. Their new cope is, oh, the $50 is administrative cost. That's not a fine. It's a $50 fine, guys. I would know. I signed the paperwork. It's right there. $50 fine. I shouldn't have to be the ones comforting you. Maybe next time, don't take advice from retarded ladies who pretend they know what they're talking about but are really just crossing their fingers and wishing it were so. Maybe if you didn't listen to fan fiction that I constantly debunked and you listened to the smarter guy, maybe you wouldn't have to come to me and go, please, Aaron, please tell me that wasn't fine. It was, sweetheart. You'll be okay. $1 from numero uno Josh Denny fan says, I am requesting a Will Heron detente. I have a detente. with Will Heron. I don't know why you think there's this feud. I'll tell you this. I think Will's an interesting cow with horse teeth, which is ironic. But I think once you come to a guy's DMs and you go, please let me on your show, I'm really scared and worried. And then you have to make up a lie that guy emailed your boss because you're so humiliated. I think that's the end of the line. I think we're good. Boy, Nick dropped Will flat, too, when he didn't need him to be his propagandist anymore. Oh, I'd feel so dirty if I were Will. That's the thing. There is a detente because I really feel bad for Will. Because imagine how dirty you are. I mean, there's metaphorical jizz in your ass because you just got used as a sleeve and then abandoned as soon as you weren't needed. Like, you carried all that water. You told all those lies. You sullied your soul. And for what? Did you think you were getting an invite? You can't drink anyway. You'd be bored to tears.
Okay,
Will.
yep.
Bored to tears.
We finally got everything.
Sam Show says everyone seems to be parked
Nah.
outside Lake Wakanda
We're gonna
these days.
stream.
That's low, you
And
son
I'm
of
gonna
a
walk
bitch.
around
Oh,
for a little bit.
You dirty, dirty dog.
Whoa, buddy.
I wonder if Lake... you think Lake Wakanda... when's the last time you think it saw him?
Phew. 32 colors. Probably missing a lot. Later.